The Army is introducing a new physical fitness test. The current test, the Army Physical Fitness Test, has been the test of record since it was developed and implemented in 1980. It consists of 2 minutes of push-ups, 2 minutes of sit-ups, and a 2-mile run. The new test, the Army Combat Fitness Test, or ACFT, consists of 6 events that are based on tasks a soldier might encounter in training or combat. The ACFT tests all of the major muscle groups and provides an accurate assessment of a soldier's physical readiness for military duties. The events are completed in order and take 50 minutes or less for an individual soldier to complete. The uniform for the ACFT is the Army Physical Fitness uniform. The events are the 3-repetition maximum deadlift, the standing power throw, the hand release push-up, the sprint drag carry, the leg tuck, and the 2-mile run. The 3-repetition maximum deadlift is the first event. The event is a test of lower body muscular strength, coordination, and balance. Soldiers are required to lift the maximum weight possible, 3 times under control, replicating a litter carry or the movement of ammunition and supplies. The standing power throw is the second event. The event is a test of explosive power and coordination in the legs and arms. Soldiers are required to throw a 10-pound ball up and backwards over the head for maximum distance. The event replicates the movement required to assist a buddy over an obstacle or the power required to leap across a ditch. The hand release push-up is the third event. It tests endurance in the muscles of the shoulders, arms, and trunk. The number of successfully completed repetitions is counted over a 2-minute period. The event is similar to hand and arm movements required in combatives or repetitive loading of ammunition and supplies. The sprint drag carry is the fourth event. The event is timed and tests a soldier's movement skill under anaerobic conditions, sprinting, dragging, carrying, turning, and moving sideways. The event replicates moving a casualty to safety, moving supplies, or moving under fire. The leg tuck is the fifth event. It develops upper body, abdominal, and hip strength. From a straight arm hang, soldiers must raise their legs up so their knees or thighs touch their elbows. The number of successfully completed repetitions is counted over a 2-minute period. This event replicates climbing up and over walls, obstacles, or exiting disabled vehicles. The 2-mile run is the sixth event. The event tests aerobic capacity. This event replicates movements to and from contact. At the completion of the 2-mile run, the Army Combat Fitness Test is completed.
Morning, Sergeant Major.
How do you know what kind of goddamn day it is?
Beautiful morning, Sergeant Major.
Are you a fucking weatherman now?
You're listening to Sergeant's Time on WTF Nation Radio.
Oh, loaded. Welcome back to another edition of Sergeant's Time. Man, so today, it's WTF Nation Radio's birthday. Yeah.
Happy birthday!
Happy WTF Nation birthday. Yeah, WTF Nation Radio's birthday is today. 4 years. 4 freaking years of just, talking crap, doing whatever. 4 years. God, 4 years. 4 years. God, could you imagine this place has gone on for 4 years?
I know, we're like big kids now.
No, we're not potty trained, man. That's what it is. We're no way near,
We're like pre-K.
Yeah. We're pre-K. Yeah. We're still rubbing crap all over the walls or something like that. You know what I mean? Kind of. Anyways, yeah. Welcome to Sergeant's Time. Today, yes, we're going to be talking about the Army Combat Fitness Test. Like me, I'm fitting this donut in my mouth as we speak. Sorry. Oh man, what's going on, everybody in the chats? I see y'all in there. I see you. What is all? Oh, Marshall. Hey, what's going on, man? What's up, William? What's up, Bailey? What's up, Tylon? What's up, man? Everybody is. Oh man, this is awesome. What's up, Bob? What's up, Al? What's up, guy? What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? Guy, everybody's in the chats. I see you in WTF Nation Radio chats. What's up, Branko? What's up, Ari? What is up, Truth Army Recruiting? What's up, Steve Harvey? And then, of course, our friends in fam in the Mixer chat. I'm not going to forget you guys. What's up, Stefan? Und alles gut. Yeah, this is awesome. Wow. Yeah, so normally we... If you dig to our archives or you go back to several shows on every our birthday podcast, today our guest just kind of happened to fall on a day where we couldn't do what we normally do during a show when we do something. So, yeah, everyone's like going, "Hey, man, did you guys used to like?" Yeah. We used to do that. We used to do that. So, but anyways. Yeah, wow, we got everybody. Hey, what's up? God, that's a lot of people just jumping in. So yes, today we're going to be talking about the Army Combat Fitness Test. We're going to have our guest coming on, and she's going to come on and discuss all about it. I will say this right now, more than likely, just looking at her bio and what she does, she probably won't answer the big top-level questions that everyone's been asking about. Is it still going to happen or not going to happen? I don't think she can answer that. She's only probably going to be talking about the exercises, and I'm going to be asking her some of the questions about it. So again, we will probably, we'll get to that. Don't worry about it. I'm pretty sure there'll be somebody else from TRADOC to come over here and talk to us about it. And I don't want to, I don't want to mess anything up, but we'll see what happens. So, but anyways, on with the show. So, how was your week going on so far, Spanky?
I'm just going through like all 4 seasons here. No, seriously, it's gone from 20 to 80 here like in 2 days. So I'm dying. Like, I had to find my allergy medicine, my coats, my pants, my shorts. I don't know what the fuck to do. Like, I'm just going to stay in the house until spring is here.
Why? Yeah, because I guess the weather now is getting also jacked up. There's no spring, or there's not even going to be spring. I think it was timed with. I think it's something about Game of Thrones had something to do with that. That show or something. Because now, winter's coming. Winter's coming. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah. And it'll be here, like in I think it's 38 days.
Yeah, Puxatawny Phil got busted for stolen valor and fraud. You know, for the weather thing. Nobody knows what's going on.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, dude. So I don't know what's up with this weather. It's freaking cold all around the country. So you could just say it's cold, and you can name a state, and it's cold. I think the only place that's not cold is Florida. And yeah, Florida is the only place that's probably not going to be cold because it's Florida. I don't know what is about Florida. Florida in the heat in that place.
Right.
The Florida man, the Florida woman stories are all. There's even Florida animal stories that come out of that. So. Yeah, so everybody welcome. Yeah, we're all up on all the platforms right now. I'm seeing 5 by 5. We are in the green on Facebook Live. We are in the green on Mixer. We are in the green on Periscope, broadcasting through Twitter from the basement of the Pentagon, the Alamo Area 51. You never know. So yeah. Anyway, so on with the show. Hey, so today, look, real quick. I just want to cover. Some of the stories that are going on right now about what's going on with our money. Look, there is a story right now that's being released, but the headline is very misleading. They're saying that they're to build the wall, they're going to go into military retirements or something to that effect was going to be the article. The article is like, Pentagon may tap leftover military pay pension accounts for the border wall. This is a Military Times article. Look, just that comment right there should have everybody right now freaking out just by me saying that. Pentagon may tap leftover military pay pension accounts for border wall. Now, that's like really freaking... That's really misleading. All you guys that are retired, don't worry, nobody's taking your money.
Right.
No, nobody's taking your money at all. And this is a report from the Military Times as source from the AP, the Associated Press. A top Democrat said that the Pentagon is planning to tap $1 billion in leftover funds from the military pay and pensions account to help the Prez pay for the wall. Senator Dick Durbin told the Associated Press today that it's coming out of military pay and pensions. $1 billion. That's the plan. Now listen to how that sounds. They're taking your money. They're going to take your money. Taxation is theft and all that other tinfoil stuff. So Durbin says that they're
taking our jobs.
They took our pay.
Right.
So Durbin says that the funds are available because the Army recruitment is down and voluntary early retirement program is being underutilized. Remember that early retirement program that they had? Remember they talked about that?
They didn't let me do it.
They didn't let, there were certain MOSs that didn't let you do it or something like that. But anyways, there was a program
I think two dudes got to do it or something.
Yeah, there was like 3 guys made a big deal. Oh, the greatest thing ever. No, I like this. All right, Sergeant Schmedlap, good job with your early retirement as a staff sergeant. Good job. But point being is that there was an early retirement program that the Army had come out, but would not let anybody do, or nobody opted up for it. So that's literally what it is. It is a different retirement. So the way the article is written, I'm not really so much picking apart the details of the story, but more so how it's written. Think about how it says. A top Democrat says it's going to be written by, it's almost just like the president's going to take your retirement to build the wall.
Oh, that's exactly what the headline made it sound like.
Right, it did.
It's a clickbait headline.
Yeah, but it's not supposed to be coming. It's not supposed to be coming from what is considered a reputable news source.
Exactly.
It's not supposed to be coming out in the Military Times. Taking some from the Associated Press. I mean, it's funny because the Military Times usually takes it from the main page, but I'm just saying, to have a story like that and the way it's written, directed towards a military audience, you would think it would kind of like be paraphrased or rewritten or something like that. And it was funny because the way the article was written was partisan as hell. The development comes as Pentagon officials are seeking to minimize the amount of wall money. I guess there's wall money. Ooh, where's that wall money? Give me some of that wall money. Yeah, what's up? Yeah, what you got, man? I got some wall money. Whoa! Snap. No wonder the F-35 is always, that's like wall money. That's like money that's like sitting there. That's wall money. That's wall money. I'm going to give me some of that wall money. So there was military construction programs that were so cherished by lawmakers. Now stop. The so cherished by lawmakers, you know what they were? They were fucking housing. There was some of the housing refurbishments. Or, I'm sorry, money going to Corvias. Money going to Corvias. That's what it was.
But there's a lot of wall money there.
There's plenty of wall money. Totally. So
at least fix their houses first.
Right. Exactly. And then the way their article's written continue is saying, the Illinois Democrat said, imagine the Democrats making that proposal, or whatever our project is, we're going to cut military pensions. Already the article is partisan as hell. Instead of writing the article saying, because so many people did not opt into this early retirement system, we are going to use the money, because the way funding works, if you guys don't understand, if you never worked in some type of contracting or worked in some sort of, resource management stuff, that money gets allocated to other shit, and it has to be spent for that specific FY.
Like, if you've never seen the month of September, everybody's like, what do you need? What do you need? What do you need? Because you have to spend all of the money. Like, I don't know. Like, we're buying, like, fucking staplers and shit, like, like out the ass, because you have to spend, like, pretty much every dime you had for the whole fiscal year. If you've saved it up, it's got to be spent. Like, the end of the year, September, it's like you're spending money on bullshit. I don't know.
Right.
This happens all the time.
Exactly. So at the end
there's your wall money.
End of year spending. That's what they call it. They call it end of year spending, because the end of year spending is going to be what? We got to blow this money. So the next you know, all these desks come in.
Right.
Like shit that needs to be refurbished, like, I don't know, housing and barracks and,
right.
I don't know, maybe new headquarters. How about you build a fucking building or something like that? Something to go into, I don't know, some new weapon system, some new equipment, something that the Joes need.
Right.
New tools in the motor pool for the mechanics that make you sign 15 pages to a 5988 Echo now for a QC, for a dispatch. And due to the fact that now they no longer have to have the 15-page leave form, so now it's going to be taken somewhere else.
Yep. Everybody gets new furniture in fucking September, though. I've seen it every year that I've been in the Army.
Right. So you got to get them wall money. You need to get some of them wall monies. Wall monies. So the way they wrote the article, it already is pitting partisan politics already to the military. Hey, we got enough issues going on in the military right now for you to fucking start, dumping politics on top of that shit. And the Pentagon is planning to transfer money from various accounts into a fund dedicated to drug interdiction, with the money then slated to be redirected to the border barriers. Can you say that 5 times fast? Border barriers and other purposes. And, of course, more attention has been paid to the Trump's declaration of a national emergency to tap up to $3.6 billion in military construction projects to pay for the wall money. And, of course, the article goes to the Senate Republicans. Senators are increasingly uneasy. Vice President Mike Pence told senators during their meeting that why am I talking like that? That's the fucking article. It makes you mad, nation. Don't follow them clickbait headlines. Don't. The moment you do that, you're setting yourself up for failure, and the outrage for no reason comes out. Retirees currently right now will not be affected by this. Remember, everyone's talking about, we don't know how come nobody did the blended retirement system, because everybody wants their fucking money, right? It's bad enough that
exactly.
It's bad enough. When you think about it, it's bad enough the way the housing conditions are right now. You're asking people to join the blended retirement system. How come you don't want to join? Hey, Troop. I wonder if I kept that thing. Hey, Troop, where's your headgear? Hey, Troop, how come you don't want to do the blended retirement system? And then show them your housing. That's why soldiers don't want to do the blended retirement system. It's a tit for tat. You got to take care of them kids. Yeah, I'm older than everybody, so. Yeah, it's got exactly that, man.
No, Marshall asked, why do they have to spend all the money? It's simple as that. It's like you budget and you say we need all this money, and you don't spend it. Guess what? You're not getting next year, even if you do wind up needing it.
Correct.
They call it doesn't pay to save money in the government.
No, well, yeah. There's no such thing as a okay. Now this money goes into another pot and it stays there that money. Believe it or not, was supposed to have been done by your leaders to be appropriated. And those monies that are being appropriated are supposed to be spent to what was being appropriated to. That's why when it goes up, it's a good idea. We're taking care of soldiers. Today, we're taking care of soldiers. Soldiers are all about soldiers, and we're taking care of soldiers. Meanwhile, housing is fucking falling apart. And we wonder why people don't want to join the blended retirement system. Because we're taking care of soldiers. Thank you, Dan Daly. I've been working on his voice because I've been hearing to his speeches a lot. So I'm trying to imitate him. So I'm going to prank call. And you guys better watch it. I'm going to prank call as Sergeant Major of the Army Daily. Someone's going to get a phone call by me as Sergeant Major of the Army Daily. So I'm working on his voice. You guys tell me, help me out. I'm doing this out in the open. So if anybody doesn't listen, we could tell who doesn't listen or not. So if they want to do it, then because we're taking care of soldiers. Right. Okay, there you go. Our soldiers today deserve a great uniform. Pinks and greens. Boats and holes. I'm coming for you, Dan. Oh, man. But anyways, so think about that again. The way the article's written, and of course, everything is written in this article is they're bringing it from the senators or the way they've written it. Oh, well, you know, it's a concern, says Senator John Corwin, a Republican from Texas. It's a concern. Why we have this additional controversy when it can be done in less controversial way? Apparently, the White House is not persuaded. I don't know why I'm talking like that either. I'm in a good mood. It's our freaking birthday. Knock it off.
Will there be cake?
Will there be cake? Wait for the birthday party.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, but I'm just like, really? You really want to go? You really want to go over this crap? I mean, about how the soldiers are already freaking out. Wait a minute, think about that, man. Think how about we are trying. Okay, Military Times reports that we're really sucking at recruiting, so they do a crazy rap video in it. Anyways, we won't talk about that.
Right. Let's leave that alone.
Let's leave
right
that.
now.
Yeah, for right now, we're not. We're gonna touch that. Yeah, we're not gonna touch that with a 10-foot pole because we're doing it for our soldiers. Thank you, Dan. Anyways, the thing is that they were talking about retention. We're talking about having problems with retention. You ever notice that everyone says the reason why nobody wants to join the military is because it's because the economy's really good. But then again, if you watch the news, everyone says the economy sucks because they hate the president. It's a I don't know. Anyways, so when you read these things, nation, don't read into don't read into the fucking headline and they go, yeah, fucking look at this. I read it in the Military Times, and then don't read into the article.
Yes, because everybody reads the entire article before they start, commenting on the headline. Everybody does, right? Everybody reads the entire article. Being like very, very sarcastic. Because I don't know how many times I've seen people comment like on the fucking headline, like, and I just want to shake my head. But no, I'm done arguing with people on the internet. Oh yes, 1 + 1 is 5. Go. Yep, that's absolutely right.
No way, dude. They're
You're absolutely right.
No, but what I'm saying though is that they are already involved in all the shit talking.
Right.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's just like, no, that's just it. It's just like if they would actually read the fucking article, this is money that is not been spent. They're not taking away my retirement check or your retirement check or Jim's retirement check or, Sergeant Major of the Army Daily's retirement check. It's like, fuck. It's like, they just automatically assume based off that fucking headline, that's what's happening. It's just money that's not been spent. And it's not going to get spent because, like you said, nobody has taken up on that early retirement or can. And if the other part of the budget is like soldiers that have not been recruited, like for fuck's sake, nobody knows how to read. And you're right, though. It's just written like, oh my God, we're stealing this money from everybody. Nope, they haven't stolen it from anybody. I'm sure every single retiree out there is still going to get paid.
Right. Exactly. No, yeah, there's not going to be no issue with the retirement pay. Okay, look, guys, how come I'm not seeing some of my comments? Some of your comments in there are not being seen because if you type the word fake news in any comment on Facebook, it'll hide your comment automatically. So let us know. I think my comment's hidden or something like that. I'll unhide it. I have deemed what your comment has said is deemed it not being fake news. How that? In the year of our Lord, March 7th, 2019, broadcasting live from the Functional Veteran Center of Excellence, Sergeant Major Spanky and Sergeant First Class. Oh wait, you're Sergeant Major too. Damn, I just promoted you.
Fuck yeah!
Be like Sergeant First Class Ice and Sergeant Major Spanky. I got the ranks wrong again.
Attention to orders.
Attention to orders. Yeah. In the year of our ice. Let me know, and I will deem it unfake news because it would seem that Facebook is messing with your all's algorithm in there. And I can see y'all. Yep, I definitely can see y'all in there. I can see the comments that are being hidden. Let's put it that way by by the Facebooks. Facebooks is definitely freaking hiding you guys. When you guys write when you're writing that shit, fake news or whatever, then yeah, let me know. I will release the hounds and unleash that on the Zuck. I don't care. I'm not afraid of Zuck, even though he's banned my account a couple times. But anywho, yeah. So read through
I'll fight him.
Yeah, well, yeah, I know, dude. He's like,
give me a shot of tequila. I'll fight anybody. Let's go.
is he really worth fighting though?
It's up to you.
Yeah, well, I mean, I want my internet to work, so. But anyways, my point being is that again, guys, don't fall into the trap of thinking that something is not real or is too good to be true, and you want to jump on the outrage wagon. We have plenty of hosts on WTF Nation Radio to jump on that outrage wagon for you if you'd like, but you kind of want to read into that specifically in that article, because it's going to make you look like an ass. Because there's already been some corrections to some individuals that are like, well, see, they're trying to see damn Trump and damn Democrat and damn blah 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 blah. So remember, okay, the way Department of Defense funding works, it just doesn't work. You just don't put your money and you don't spend it, and then it just sits there. It's not going to go into a piggy. It's not going to get forwarded into the next year. Still, that concept is new to most units because they seem to forget to tell you to PCS, or they tell you to go to a school during a fiscal year changeover, and DTS has got the line of accounting all screwed up.
Oh, God, yes, that's a huge mess. Side note, do 2 separate 1610s. It's very easy that way.
So, yeah, it is stupid. Yeah, there you go. I hid the comments. Yep. Everyone's like, everyone's dropping fake news. There we go. Yep. I am unhiding the comments. So, anyways, so that's the way funding works. That's the way. Again, thank you guys for bringing my attention. Yeah. There's no way your comments should be covered. Screw that. No way you should be doing that. So look at the article. Go through. Congress also appropriated money to give members of the military incentive to take an early retirement, but the enrollment program is coming well under expectations. So this was the pay that would have gone to Army recruits that we can't recruit. So the way the Army budgets you out, like you have been budgeted in when you join. They're projecting you coming in that you're going to be worth this much, and it's going to be this much spent on you, except for housing. And then you're going to be spent that much on you, and then you're going to be spent this much on you, except for housing. So there's a savings that actually the Army has, or the DOD has, on this money, and they're like, well, okay, well, they can't recruit, so that money's it can't go anywhere else. I mean, unless. So the food fight of funding, the way it works, I tell you what, resource management is a pain in the butt. It is a pain in the butt. Especially when you're not good with maths.
I don't get paid enough to be good at that.
Yeah, exactly. I suck at math. Did I say that right? Math.
No, there's more than one.
Yeah, the maths. I suck at maths. Yeah, I suck at it, man. So, I mean, God. I really suck at math, because you can't be a jump master and suck at math. You're dropping troops in the wrong drop zone or something like that, Kind of messed up. So again, nation, I implore you, and this is the day to say it. It would behoove you.
Loud sighing.
It would behoove you to read the entire article before you throw your outrage on Twitter, on Facebook, on the main page. Yeah. Well, you read into the article. Trust me, because you're gonna look like an ass when we poke fun at you. So how that article was written, kind of like, wow, dude, why'd you write it like that, or whoever took the copy. Now I'm not a journalist whatsoever. I'm just merely your humble broadcaster here on WTF Nation Radio that just spouts shit. I'm lucky enough to have you guys to hang out with. But I am not, I'm not a reporter, but even a dummy like me, hey, Troop, how come you wrote that headline like that? Waiting for old Sarge, You. Oh, man. But anyhow, yeah, I guess people are like, hey, if I imitate Dan Daly, I should do that? Okay. Oh, I mean, I would, huh? I would. I mean, yo, bro. Oh, wait. Oh, we have something special for him. Oh, we do. Oh, we do. We do. Isn't it? No, cannot confirm or deny any of the status of admins on U.S. Army WTF moments. Is he an admin? I can't answer that. Come on, dude. But no, I did not. I did not say. So to caveat what what Spanky said. This is WTF Nation's birthday. Go to WTFNationRadio.com and then on the bottom right corner, click the donate button and there's a PayPal link that'll open up. Kick some cash in. If you want this station to keep going, throw some loot at it. You know, just I'm pretty sure $1 for everybody who's listening or everyone that follows U.S. Army WTF moments right now will be all right. Well, could you imagine if everybody that followed U.S. Army WTF moments pay just $1? That's 1.8 million people, 8 followers of WTF Nation Radio.
That's like a lot of snack funds.
That would be that everybody in the staff would be well. Anyways, I would just say we were gonna have a hookers and blow 214 tour or something like that. I don't know, and then just do like a WTF rolling show. You know what I mean? Just have one of those big ass buses and just roll out and just hang out with you guys and all sorts of shit. That'd be fun. But
it would.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah. So Behoovin. No, he
would come out of the Veteran Center of Excellence.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Hole that we're in.
Yeah. Of excellence. People get mad at me when I say that shit to them. Of excellence. You're being motivated. You're not motivating when you. No, of excellence. That's messed up. How can you talking crap?
Yeah, Alan, that'd be some wall money.
Yeah, exactly. I saw that, Alan. That's right, Alan. Where's our wall money? Where's our wall? You know, we've been trolled everybody since he got elected. He kind of like owes us because we were trolling everybody about during the election. He owes us some wall money. Give us some wall money. We'll take it. Yeah. So, anyways, I have to do the plug.
You can take it out of that fast food fund he's got.
Yeah. Oh my God! Did you hear that story again? Another fucking championship fucking team went to the White House, and what did he do? He bought him Wendy's this time or something like that. He's like buying everybody fast food. I don't know if I want to give him a high five or what, because you think about it. You go to thanks, John. You go to an event. And you're like that's all suited up and all that stuff. And you get invited by the president, but you got to get like all dressed up in a suit. And you're like, yes. And, they give you crappy food. You know what? You're like, what do you do after an event? Because think about it. When you go to a dining in or a dining out, and there's time after, what do you do afterwards? You go back, change out of your uniform. There's an after party, and what do you do on the way to the after party? You stop by a fucking place and grab what? Either some McDonald's or Wendy's, all right? So it's kind of like that kind of thing. So it's all wrapped into one.
I don't know. If I'm going to the White House and it's fast food, it better be Chick-fil-A. I'm classy.
Yeah. Oh my God. Just do it on fucking Sunday because Chick-fil-A. God, right. I'm like totally fucking up English today.
Right.
That's because you don't have pinks and greens. I'm getting all these PMs. No, these are not sound bites of Dan Daly. I'm working on his voice for the big prank call. Who the person I'm going to be prank calling is going to be funny. It will be pre-recorded, so that way it won't be, I don't want to. But once the party starts, it'll be funny. Mick Chow. But we have to make sure everyone gets the blended retirement because it's for our soldiers. We got to make sure our soldiers are taken care of. Our soldiers are a commodity, and fuck their housing, but we love our soldiers. Oh shit! I forgot we got TRADOC coming on in a minute. I can't be talking about that stuff. We're breaking balls, guys. Relax. We're just making fun. But anyways, what's the next story? Were we going to talk about that other stuff before, or was that enough time? We didn't have enough time to talk the other stuff. That's like pretty deep.
You can do exactly what you want, but yes. No, that one is pretty deep, though.
Yeah, I don't see that. I'm just looking through the subjects that we have right now. Yeah, that might be too much. Yeah, that might be too much to talk about. Yep. So we'll shoot the breeze again about the other stuff. But yeah, anyways, when did it start? Well, oh yeah, well, WTF Nation Radio started today, 4 years ago. That was started by Redleg. and Red Lake kicked it off. And this was back before he just, he scrounged, baling wire and duct tape to knock it out. Get everybody on here and a ragtag group of individuals, the plank holders, started it up. And due to donations, again, I'm going to plug it again, due to donations is how we have evolved from doing what we were doing before to having Brigadier General Patrick Donahoe on here and TRADOC coming on here. Never in a million years would we have thought that us, as a veteran, broadcast entity, would have anybody of that caliber on the show or for any shows. Some of the guests that we've had. I mean, that's when you think about it. It's like, gosh,
right? I mean, it kind of grew. Like I said, big boys now.
Did not.
Or pre-K.
Yeah. What?
Jake said on this day in history.
On this day in history. We did not. We did not expect. We did not expect at all for. No, I don't think anybody expected WTF Nation Radio and U.S. Army WTF was to get so big. You know what I mean? At all. Nobody expected it. That's kind of weird. I feel like you guys are interviewing me. Yeah, Liquid Electric Pie. Exactly. When Pie was on here. We had a daytime show. We had there's a bunch of stuff going on. God, we used to have some crazy. Oh man, you look back at our history. Woo, man, loady. Yeah, we did not expect this to get large at all. So this is kind of like it's kind of like pretty cool. It's just pretty interesting. Hang on, there was another question. Yeah, exactly, William. That moment that you realize that TRADOC Rev is coming on. Talking crap is nothing wrong with talking crap. I'm pretty sure everybody in the break room or something like that, talk some stuff. Talk some stuff about. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we did not expect any of this stuff to happen right now. Did not expect any of the guests, the notoriety. God, I mean, say you guys did it. It wasn't us.
Right. Our first our official active duty, representative was from 82nd. Those people there at Bragg that like to fall out of airplanes.
Yeah, them joints, them peeps. Yeah, I mean, really. I mean, we think about it. We've produced thousands of live, video broadcasts, podcasts, active duty veterans, and a spouse. Yeah, we've grown pretty big. You guys did it, man. It was, and our, real quick, just our mission statement in itself is that WTF Nation Radio will strive to provide the members of the active duty and veteran community, along with retirees, civilian supporters of the community, with a space to gather with their brothers and sisters, and we serve our community by providing our brothers and sisters relevant news, information, and entertainment with a veteran twist to it and a touch of veteranness. We serve our community by providing our brothers and sisters assistance by standing by them in our times of crisis, by helping them when they fall, and by connecting them with others who may be the service in times of need. We have a VA rep. You guys didn't know this, right? We have a VA rep. We can't say we have a VA rep, but we just have a link to contact. Ask a VA rep, like Paul Mooney and the Chappelle Show. We have, if you go to contact our VA rep, it will be done in complete confidence, and a representative from the VA will get back with you. I do a comms check with that individual every month. So in a month, payday activities for me is click. Email works. All right, thank you. That's it. So there's individuals that have had issues that the VA representative has been able to move out to other individuals within the VA system, and that's it. That right there, that started up here too. You guys know that you can go to U.S. Army WTF Moments at the main page, and we have the Vampire Squad and the guys that work with bids and all that, all in there for you guys. The WTF Nation Radio hosts have had the privilege of having their guests on some of the finest supporters of members of the military, active duty, and veteran community. We've had representatives of military service organizations, comedians, actors, musicians. You know, we had Medal of Honor recipient Captain Florent Groberg. We had him on here. We had Captain Dale Dye, the guy who was in Platoon and who was in Saving Private Ryan, Band of Brothers, The Pacific. He was the technical advisor for Saving Private Ryan. He was on here. Eric Stolhansky from Super Troopers was on here with us. Busky Lassick, professional skateboarder. Great. We had Ross Patterson on here. Matt Best, Jared Taylor, Nick Palmiciano, Mindy Robinson, Vince Vargas, Mary Daig, Jack Mandeville, Tim Kennedy, Randy Couture, General Donahoe. Come on, man. We got the names.
Right? Ice, you're on here?
Yep. I'm not. I'm just a facilitator to this awesome entity that you guys created. So yeah. This is incredible. I mean, and how many platforms we started off from? We first started off on one website. One website. We started off on one website and moved on to multi-platforms that we are now heard in countries that I would never thought we would reach out to. We got some stuff that I saw that looked like wingdings, and then I had to like do the Google Translate and found out that it was from Nepal. Reached out to Nepal. We got fans of WTF Nation Radio in Nepal, Australia, Thailand, Vietnam, Afghanistan, Iraq, Kuwait, Djibouti, Kenya, Tanzania, Italy, Germany, Belgium, Spain, Morocco.
Forehead. Throw that out there.
I was going to go south of the border in a minute. Guatemala.
We're close enough.
Yeah, we're close. Yeah. Guatemala, Mexico, Venezuela. Yeah. Caracas. We've had, Caracas. Bienvenidos from Caracas. I hope you guys are doing okay out there, man, in Venezuela. Hang in there. Colombia, El Salvador, the Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico. I mean, I want to get a ping from Cuba. See what's up with Cuba. Yeah, so I mean, we've reached Guatemala. I mean, Peru. The thought that we went from this one little. I'm just imagining right now, red leg, baling wire and solder, and he's like Iron Man in a freaking cave trying to build that first Iron Man suit, and that's what WTF Nation Radio started off as. To then it's exploded to the Mark V system or some shit like that. It's badass. Honored to be part of this, to give you guys all this information. This is awesome. I never in my dreams thought that I would be part of this organization, or let alone watch it grow and have the awesome staff that we have. Everybody in here has participated. Everybody who's been in it has participated. Like I said, God, it's awesome. I'm overwhelmed. I don't want to get all verklempt and talk amongst yourselves. Talk amongst yourselves.
Aww.
Shut up. Yeah. Arnold Schwarzenegger calls on from time to time. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Djibouti. You're not going to believe this. Yeah. Cuba, I don't even know if Cuba has the internet. I know they got some good music. But, yeah. Let's get George Bush on here. Which one? Just kidding.
Too soon.
Is it too soon? Oh, come on.
No, okay. No,
that's not too soon. Come on, man. Oh, we don't lose our touch. See, that's the whole thing. There's a touch of savage. That's the whole thing that brought us on the edge, is the touch of savageness that we've had as WTF Nation Radio that nobody wants to touch. It's just hey, what's going on, guys? So I'm just like, wow. I'm just shocked. I'm just kind of like, it's one of those, it's like, wow, you get the trippy. It's like when you get your first tattoo or your fifth marriage. You're kind of like, damn, wow, that's pretty trippy. Didn't expect that.
Some of us only did the marriage thing once, I only did it one time.
I know, I'm just messing around. Oh, man. Oh, man, that's fucking hilarious. But, yeah, see what's. I got some questions. Yeah, I already answered that question. But anyways, well, we're gonna go ahead and take a break, so we can get Master Horner on here, so we can talk about the ACFT, and then we're gonna go into some of the stuff, talk about what's going on, talk about the ACFT, and going through some historical stuff of this current ACFT, why it was changed, you know, all the stuff that you guys want to know why and all that stuff that you guys will be able to ask. Make sure, I tell you what, throw them questions in the chat about the ACFT, and we'll have the front desk grab them up and send them to me, and I'll check them out. So with that, we'll see you guys in a second. Showouts.
Freedom is the right of all sentient beings. WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Take it from me, Ice. You can't just float around space not caring about stuff forever.
The voice of U.S. Army. WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Shit in the bag, Pogue.
Tell me what it is to see when when you look at me, deep into the photography. I don't really need your sympathy, just tell me your thoughts. Have I got what they got, and is it a plot done for naught? Am I not like you, because I do what I do? Who knew that I could lose a few of you, cause I bleed blue? But it's true, I know, cause I see it every day as I work and I sleep the day away. Like you I have pain, and like you I have fear. Can I pay all of the bills and still make it through the year? Will I make it home alive? Should I pray to the sky every day and every night? Will I hold you by my side? But in the public eye, I don't even have a heart. A robot of the system moving only when I'm told to start. Rip apart my art, I'm strong like a flower blooming. You got it all wrong, I know I'm breathe, I breathe. And like you see, I see. And like you need, I need. And like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe. And like you see, I see. And like you need, I need. And like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human.
Call me a vet like a soldier. Green beret, 21 gun salute, don't wanna see the day. In the constant war zone, in the home of the brave, where they hate the police until they saving the day. I got kids like you, a mortgage like you, so blue lives matter, and so does yours too. All this separation and divide, open your eyes. If you cut us all open, we the same inside. The only difference is I run to the gunfight. Your peace when it's chaos, when the people don't act right. But I'm under scrutiny for trying to protect me. You pull a pistol and I'm shooting for trying to contest me. I got a quick second to make a deadly decision. The media betrayed me like a kid for a living, like I'm cold with no heart, a brain with no thoughts, a body with no feeling, a life with no cause.
Like you breathe, I breathe. And like you see, I see. And like you need, I need. And like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe. And like you see, I see. And like you need, I need. And like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. I'm damned if I do, and damned if I don't. It's like every single time I say what's on my mind, they go for my throat, they spew evil words. If you are absurd, always grinding, grinning, and killing my soul with these verbs. Hold me down, like I can't gasp for air. I'm closed inside of a box, like I'm inside Fort Knox. Every time that I'm there, I don't know why they think that I'm different from you. All that's true is I'm a like you breathe, I breathe. And like you see, I see. And like you need, I need. And like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe. And like you see, I see. And like you need, I need. And like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe. And like you see, I see. And like you need, I need. And like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe. And like you see, I see. And like you need, I need. And like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human.
I am here determined to stop this future atrocity.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe. I suggest we use it.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
And we're back with Master Sergeant Shelley Horner to talk about the Army Combat Fitness Test. What's going on, Master Sergeant Horner?
Well, good evening. How are y'all doing?
Good, good. You got somebody with you hanging out with us too, or is just you?
I do. I have one of our PAO personnel here as well. So
I was like, okay, no NCO would be talking on the radio without a PAO present to give you that. Nope, you can't answer that.
Exactly.
So tell us about yourself, Sergeant.
Well, so I am originally a Texas Army National Guard soldier. So I am on orders currently right now with the Center for Initial Military Training as the NCOIC for the Army Combat Fitness Test, MTT, WXYZ, all that stuff. So I'm here at Fort Eustis. My main goals, of course, are to train the force on the test, on grading, on training for, etc. So that's what I'm here to do and here tonight to talk about.
Awesome. Now, so far, are we on Frago? We're on Frago 2 now for the ACFT, right?
That's correct.
Okay, so there has been a lot of questioning of the what are we going to do? How is this implementation going to happen? Or who's fielding? We're going to get some resources from. So the kids have been throwing the comments in there, and the rest of the WTF Nation on where can we get some of this information. So, real quick, tell us what update Frago 2 said specifically. And you can just go off the top. You don't have to get specifics.
So Frago 2 goes into more information specifically to the field test units and how they're going to go about doing their tests, scheduling their 2 ACFTs that they need to take this fiscal year. Also talks about the equipment situation and going from there. So those are the biggest pieces, really, again, pertaining to the field test units, those 63 battalions that are participating in this first phase.
Now, with that first phase, what metrics are we gathering just for these test periods here?
So what we're getting the scores, of course, typical admin data as far as gender, age, MOS, the scores per event, overall scores, that kind of thing. So what we're wanting to do, of course, is to kind of tighten the shot group on the scale score. Because it might adjust a little bit here or there depending on how the tests go. Because of course, as we have a larger sample size, we're going to have a better idea of really where the force is at in terms of the physical abilities.
The some of the questions that are already thrown out. What is, and I've brought this up before, but I guess because of who I am, they don't want to believe it unless they hear from somebody who's from like your office. The standards of profiles. Can you go into the explanation of profiles right now during this phase in?
So as of right now, as of today, of course, there are no alternate events for the test. We are focused on the 6-event ACFT as it is. To collect that data. Again, tighten the shot group on the scoring. And that's not to say that there will not be any alternate assessments or alternate events. It's just as of today, there are not. So, of course, senior leaders are still, there's still many policies that are under development, under review as a result of this test, and profiles are one of those policies.
Now, did it all when this was being developed? What was there a specific science that went behind all these events?
Yeah, absolutely. So what happened back in 2012 timeframe is they analyzed all of the critical common soldier tasks, warrior tasks, and battle drills that are common regardless of MOS, regardless of age, etc. So that was the baseline soldier physical readiness requirement study that took place. And, they identified about 11 of those common soldier tasks. And then from there, they had to create different events, different movements, different assessments that you can, assess
right.
the soldier's ability to do that.
Right. So you're basically you're focusing on the 37 warrior tasks and the 11 battle drills, correct? Is that basically what it is? Okay.
Exactly. Yes. And then finding, narrowing down those warrior task battle drills and those common soldier tasks that are common amongst everyone. So that narrowed it down to about 11 that regardless of, the Private 11 Bravo or, Sergeant Major 35 Mike would have to perform.
Are you sure 35 Mike would do? I'm just kidding.
Right? So
I didn't want to go there, but I have some 35 Mike friends. Yeah, I gotcha. Now, when this went ahead, there were some issues with the with how these exercises were going to be conducted. Now, you said that this was going to be there's not going to be no age and there's not going to be no gender, correct?
That's correct. As right now, absolutely.
Okay,
yes.
So can you kind of walk? I played a video at the beginning of the show to kind of give it a little of an event, and can you kind of go through what some of the issues that you've been seeing so far, which each of the events, except for the 2-mile run, because everybody knows if you can't run, you can't run.
Sure.
What was there? Have you come up with any data? Has there been? Can you give us kind of like a sneak peek of what so far you're getting with all the other events?
Yes. So also what I do here, of course, with the MTTs is my team, as well as the other teams at Fort Jackson, we're training graders, we're training the units on that, and we're doing other demonstrations, QA, QC, all of those things. So we've trained at this point more than 4,000 soldiers just on the grading, and then the demos and everything are a couple thousand more than that. So, and so what we're seeing during the testing, during the training and everything, is the one event that is posing the most challenge as of right now is the leg tuck. So
Really? I thought it would be the deadlift. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So, well, as you bring up a good point, is there's a lot of concerns about the deadlift, and we hear that, and we get those questions, and we see the look in their eyes when we're showing the events. But truly, the data is showing at this point is the leg tuck is posing the most challenge, and we're actually seeing soldiers are performing very well on the deadlift.
Wow. Okay. So
Yeah.
all the drama of all the talk, because we get on here, and I did it. I did the ACFT just to, a bunch of sergeant majors going around and poking at each other and busting up and saying, okay, you do it? Yeah, you can do it. Come on, let's try it. And then we go to our, hey, let's go do it. So we did it, and I'll be honest with you, doing it as a workout, just doing it as a workout is good PT. Just
right.
doing the test. Because you can't, for my age, I'm pushing up in the 5.0s. I can't smoke that thing. I mean, you have to be in some serious shape to max it.
Yes.
I mean, I don't even think. Do we have anybody in the Army right now that can currently max the ACFT?
So we have not seen a max score of 600 as of yet. The highest that we have seen, of course, these aren't record tests yet, but the highest official score that we have seen in our training is a 592.
What MOS was that? Quick, because I've been busting on the infantry guys because they're like, oh, you guys can't.
It was not infantry.
It was not infantry.
It was not infantry. And I will say it was a specialist and a National Guard soldier.
Oh! So it wasn't infantry. Was a specialist and a national. I love it.
Absolutely, he killed it.
Awesome. So now these events. So the first event, can you go ahead and just go through each of it? I mean, we already had it, but no issues with the first event, which is what was the first event?
The 3 repetition maximum deadlift.
Okay, so that one right there is what's being done. What has to be? What sets it up? I mean, because we're only seeing the demonstrations, but we're not seeing somebody go, okay, now you put the weights and this much weight. So what? Yeah, so if you can, because people are just looking at it thinking you're just going to show up and start doing some CrossFit. And they're like, there's been really no explanation. That we've seen the video of what the events are, but we've not seen like a video of each event being explained. Which maybe you're doing that at the school, but we've not. I've not seen it out. I mean, even as as a senior leader, I've only seen the other videos, but I've not seen. This is how you set up. You got to dumb it down for my old ass. So you got to say, okay, here's the bar. Here's what you got to set up. You have to have this many events and this many events to do this and this many people to do that. You know what I mean? So can you go by each event and how to set it up?
So absolutely. And I will say as well that there is one more video pending. We shot it just a couple months ago, and it has more of the behind the scenes, the administration, roles and responsibilities of graders, NCOIC. And it's going to be a fantastic training tool for NCOs to go ahead and be able to figure out some of that other stuff, because as you said, the videos of the exercises themselves, they're out there. So we shot it. It's pending. It should be out here pretty soon. So prior to the test, of course, you're going to start with the preparation drill. So soldiers are going to go through the preparation drill, 5 reps each. Takes about 10 minutes. Then they get broken down into a more specific warm-up, which is the deadlift warm-up. So that takes about 10 minutes. Each soldier is going to go ahead and kind of go through the lanes and warm up to about 50% or so of what their intended weight is for the 3 repetition maximum deadlift. And I mean, ideally, soldiers are not going to touch the hex bar for the very first time on test day. So soldiers should have an idea of right around where they're going to want to lift when it comes test day. So kind of how we explain it is, when we ask soldiers roundabout where they're going to run on the 2-mile run, everyone kind of has a good idea, plus or minus about 20 seconds or so, depending on how you're feeling that day.
Right.
And the same idea when it comes to the ACFT is these events shouldn't be brand new once test day hits. So So for the deadlift, being the first event, each soldier is going to get up to 2 record attempts for their lift. So again, it's a three repetition, so it's going to be a touch and go repetition. So purpose, of course, is testing that lower body muscular strength with that 3 reps, and of course that's assessing the ability for picking up heavy objects, litter carries, evacuating casualty, that sort of thing.
Right.
So as far as, there's techniques, of course, involved in every single event. So I can talk a little bit about that if that helps.
Go for it.
Okay, so hex bar. So a lot of soldiers are unfamiliar with with the hex bar, but like they're getting out there in the MWRs. The gyms are starting to get these hex bars. So I'm starting to see a lot more than even 4 months ago.
Are you seeing
a lot?
Are you seeing those old crusty sergeant majors that are letting soldiers go to the gym finally?
So slowly but surely, depending of time of day and all that stuff. But everyone's really starting to realize that PRT in and of itself, it's fantastic for baseline movements that are necessary for everybody. But when it comes to actually building, muscular strength and power, you're going to have to do some resistance training. So yeah, absolutely. A lot more soldiers are getting into the gyms and becoming more familiar with the equipment. So
this weight for this 3 repetition deadlift, this is the weight is determined by what?
So for each of the events, the category in terms of your passing score is dependent on your MOS and the physical demands categories for that. So right now the standards for the moderate category is 60 points per event for the passing. For the significant category, or the gray, is 65 points, and for the heavy category or the black would be 70 points. And then there's a total 100 possible points per event. So right now, as of today, if you're in the moderate category MOS, like 35 Mike, for the deadlift, it would be 140 pounds as of right now.
Okay, so you guys are basically going by the DA pan that says specifically what MOS is required to be lifting what.
Yes, so DAPM 611-21, yes.
Oh, there you okay, you beat me to it, but yeah. 611-21 says, I'm just telling this to the audience, is basically when you come in, it says MOS 35 is required to do so much this time at this time at this time, and must be required to lift this many pounds for a minimum amount of time. Maybe doing airborne operations in an airborne unit or conducting, small unit tactics. So it's basically a description for what type of physicalities you're going to be doing in that MOS. People don't even know that. People don't even realize that manual exists.
Exactly, and those categories are, they're looked at. It's a living, breathing document on the Mill Suite, actually. So the Smart Book for 611-21.
Correct.
Those proponents are looking over those things about monthly, and they could be updated.
I was just about to say that the commandant's office of each one are the ones that go over it and provide that for promotion guidance too.
Exactly.
So what will be or what shall be or what should be is really stringent too when it comes to DA selection boards. So with that, so the weight determination then is done currently for the Army wide right now, and its test phase is just what? Everyone's doing the moderate category right now?
So it depends. So for this field test, again, we have 63 battalions, and they all have to do 2 ACFTs during this year. First one's right now, second quarter,
right,
and the next one's going to be in the fourth quarter. So approximately half of those units, they're going to be analyzed based on their unit standard. So, and then the other half, the soldiers are going to be analyzed based on strictly their MOS.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
So an infantry unit's grading scale is going to be different than what a medic unit or a SOF unit or a artillery unit is going to be different than an admin, intel. Well, I think isn't logistics a heavy lifting MOS as well?
So yes and no. So it's not blanket across all of those MOSs.
Roger that. Okay, so it's more like it's okay. I see what you're saying. So you're usually actually how the maneuver side of the Army's MOS warfighting skills, and opposed to the combat support skills. Is that how it's being broken down?
So as far as which units are going to be tested or analyzed rather
Correct.
strictly by unit standard,
Correct.
it's a good mix. So, the unit's basically broken in half of where MOS or where unit. It's a good mix across the compos, across the, the type of, the combat service support and all the above. So it's not going to be all, heavy categories just being analyzed by the heavy.
Right.
So.
Right, because everyone in those MOSs were freaking out, thinking that everyone's going to be doing that heavy category, like they were going to be doing infantry, an infantry ACFT. I can only bear the moderate because of my old age, and it was a smoker. I was like, whoa! Like I said, it's a good workout, but to do it, just to do the events, it's an awesome workout. So you walk up, and let's just go over a moderate scenario then for the 3-year partition deadlift. So what would be the weight?
So for moderate, 140 pounds. So the standard hex bar itself is 60 pounds, and then you're going to add, 80 to that. That should be 140.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's say.
Like I can't math.
Yeah, I can't math. You're talking to two NCOs right now that can't math either. We just talked about math and then we couldn't math. I can barely jump master math as it is. So when that first event kicked off, did it kind of give everybody, there was some skepticism, like some guys like, I don't know if I can do this, and then the next thing you know, they were able to do it just by someone showing them how to do the task?
Absolutely. So for all of these events, for the test in itself, let's be honest, it's kind of overwhelming on paper. It could be intimidating on paper. When I took it the first time, I was a little nervous about it. But what we're getting, I'm not going to put a percentage on it because again, I can't math, but we're seeing a lot of soldiers, nervous coming in, but just with a little bit of, here's some coaching cues, here's some tips, this is how you're going to want to get set up. They surprise themselves and, easily, lift at or beyond what they were hoping to.
Right.
And safely and well.
Yeah, that's awesome. Because I know a lot of, when I walked up to it, I was like, and then the facilitator for us was like, no, just come here. You do like this. And I'm like, oh, okay. So once I did it, like I said, it was rocking. It was fun. It was actually, we were kind of like, you know how old crusty Sergeant Majors are. They want to outdo each other. So I did 8. Yeah, whatever I did. You know what I mean? So it was not a big deal. So far right now for that event, I guess in your assessment, there's been no true back injuries that everybody's been crying about. Who's going to hurt my back? And this is, you know what I mean? Nobody's been doing that.
Absolutely. I think, the biggest thing that we stress with our training with everything, right, is, ego. Check your ego. Like you may have been able to lift 300, 400, 500 pounds back in your heyday in college or whatever. But just, this is a little different, kind of ease into it. But absolutely, compared to all of the concerns on the back injuries that we've heard, we haven't seen anything to support that.
Okay. Well, that's reassuring because everyone immediately is like, oh, well, you're gonna have all these back injuries, and I'm thinking, yeah, I had the same just that first event gave everybody the heebie-jeebies, and after I did it, I'm like, oh, it's not so bad. It's you guys really, like you said, it was really one of those. I just wanted to hear you say it because you're the point of contact.
Yes.
Okay, so the next event is the standing power throw. How many minutes and what's the event?
Okay, so the event itself, the amount of time it takes kind of differs from soldier to soldier depending on how many throws you end up having to do. But each soldier gets 3 throws. First is going to be a practice throw, kind of gives you an idea. But I'm here to say, don't go full hoa on your practice throw. You want to conserve just a little bit of energy, but you also want to get that movement pattern down. And then 2 record throws. So it's a 10-pound medicine ball, about 9 inches in diameter. There's some specs on that. And it's a behind the head throw. So what we're testing, it's really lower body explosive power. There's definitely a balance aspect in there and flexibility, which are 2 elements that we've never tested before, and power as well. I mean, so that's 3 elements we've never truly tested before, but that every soldier absolutely needs. So like behind the head throw, we see many different styles, techniques. So as of right now, the minimum for the moderate category is 4.6 meters. for significant is 6.5 meters. For the heavy is 8.5 meters. And as of right now, the current max is 13.5 meters. So this one is absolutely technique based. So, I mean, every event is, of course, but there's definitely, you know, that perfect release point that's going to give you the perfect trajectory. And it really just takes practice. And personally, I'm not there yet. I'm improving every time, and what we're seeing is soldiers improve with each, you know, repetition. You're getting better and better.
That was my event too. I was throwing it more over like it was shot putting straight up in the air, and
sure,
that was my technique, because I wasn't, and I had a, and you probably saw this too, I had a tendency to kind of look behind me to see where it was going, you know, to
right,
you know, and that the trainer immediately was like, "You're messing up your form," and I'm like, oh,
yes.
You know, that right there, trying to look over, almost threw my back out. That was the one that almost gave me a back injury, just trying to, look at the ball, you know, where's it going, you know,
without stepping over the line. Yeah,
right,
absolutely.
exactly. That's what I was trying to avoid too, and that's what almost threw my back out, because I was trying to balance myself to do it. Now, now, have you had anybody, you know, throw some? What's the longest on that one so far that you had somebody throw so far on that?
Ooh, we've seen over 16.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
We've seen over 16.
That's insane.
It's insane.
That is insane.
And the amazing part about that soldier too is, I mean, so for this event, you can take as many prep movements as you wish, as far as, you know, squatting, bringing the ball down between your legs and back up. But this individual, this soldier, he simply just, you know, he was set in position, ball was in front of his hips, did a kind of a semi-squat loading of the hamstrings, and then threw it without jumping, without doing multiple prep movements. It was beautiful.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I just kind of think, I'll get to that in the summary. So that one's pretty, I mean, that's not really a technical, aside from the form side of it. So that's not really a big, have you seen any issues? Has anybody come across anything with, like you said, aside from form?
Really just form. So the biggest thing that I kind of remind soldiers too is, I mean, it's a 10-pound ball. Positive control on the ball is important. So, you know, we don't want death grips on here. You want to conserve your energy, but it's also not a catapult thing. So we have seen some med balls kind of go in the wrong direction. And that had to do with soldier wasn't, you know, firmly grasping the ball, and or, you know, straight up, like you mentioned, that's definitely an early release situation, where ball goes straight up. Late release, that ball's going to go, you know, straight back, straight down into the ground. So again, timing's super key on this one.
Yeah, it was like I said, it was good once I got it down. I mean, it was, and the ball, again, describe the, everyone's like, you're throwing just a ball. Describe the ball.
So it's about, you know, the size of a basketball. Looks, you know, very similar, but it's 10 pounds. It's solid. So these slam balls or sand bells or any of those things, those aren't authorized. But and so what we're measuring is that initial impact point.
So why aren't slam balls or medicine ball? Is it a medicine ball then, basically?
It is. I mean, so it's a solid rubber medicine ball.
Gotcha. Okay. So it's not the heavy, dull. You know, you have to slam it down and it's going to burn your fingers type event. Because
right.
That's what I used to train up for it.
Okay.
but I was you know, obviously I was throwing it backwards.
Sure.
And so the guy would be in front, and we would throw back and forth to each other. And it's hard to explain the way we come on, it's Sergeant Majors now. We do things weird. You know, so. So with no issues with that, then the third event is the hand release push up. Now that I love, because that you need to go all the way down is gone. You don't have to worry about somebody not going all the way down. That you literally have to go all the way down. What was the reason why that changed from the normal push up?
So there's a couple different reasons. So we're wanting to see the full range of motion. So, you know, when we're in the prone as soldiers, we need to be able to get ourselves up and out of the prone position very quickly, and especially with gear and everything. I mean, we're usually not having to stop ourselves at that, you know, upper arm parallel to the ground or whatever. So going from that, you know, solid on the ground, prone position, generating that power basically from zero, and going from there. So, and what it also does is, you know, it takes the subjectivity out of the grading. It makes the grading easier. And also for the soldier, every time you're back down on that prone position, the ground resets your proper body position. So it's really as simple as hold that straight body alignment, push yourself up, come back down, and then, complete the rest of the movement. So it makes it easier on the graders aspect and on the soldiers, but it's a little challenging. I mean, it's different. It's definitely different for a lot of soldiers. Hand positioning is what's getting them. So for, gone are the days of the wide arm push-ups. And, for many reasons, but one is definitely in terms of keeping our shoulders safe. So having our hands under our shoulders in this position, it's keeping our shoulders, we're in a proper body mechanic position. So the challenges that we're seeing about anywhere from a 30 to 50% delta in APFT push-up performance versus ACFT performance.
Really?
And
wow.
most of it, it really just comes from, it's a different movement. There's that full range of motion that we haven't, done before. So, and just with a couple months of practicing that new movement pattern, you're going to see improvements across the force.
Push yourself up. So you're basically replicating that movement, right?
Exactly. And then it's also man-to-man combat. So, if someone's coming, it's hard to show. I'm here on the,
no,
the
I
audio,
got you.
but someone's coming after you. I
Yeah.
mean, you're not gonna push them away with this wide arm.
Yeah, exactly.
Chest fly
exactly.
movement. It's not gonna work.
Exactly.
So
that one right there. Then surprisingly, did you when the analytics on that were collected for that? Was it a surprising that like wow, people are doing a lot better because the form was corrected, or was it just were people going back to their old form again?
So actually, I think I kind of flipped it up. So we're seeing soldiers are performing less on the ACFT in terms of push-up compared to how much they used to do on the APFT.
Awesome. So no more are the what we used to say back in the day, officer push-ups. I mean, I don't know if you have any officers listening with you, but I'm just saying.
Or maybe some baby seals,
exactly. The neck down with the vulture,
sure.
The vulture body position.
Chicken necking.
Yeah, chicken necking. Yeah, exactly. That type of movement. So
yeah.
So that right there. Now is it? And then there's no refuting that. I went all. I didn't. You can't deny somebody going all the way down when your hands are lifted unless they're elevating themselves with magic or something, right?
Exactly. Levitation.
Yeah. So, okay, so then, all right, that was an easy one. So the next one is the fourth event, which is a sprint drag carry.
Sprint drag carry. So what'd you think of that one?
I actually, once I practiced it a couple times, then it was no issue. I mean, I got a little lightheaded because the sprint, I'm not used to sprinting.
Sure.
So if you're not used to sprinting, you do get a little, woozy a little bit for doing that. But once I got used to it, then I was okay. And like I said, I did it once, and then after that, we just do the events now for PT.
Nice.
Just to mess around with it.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I've gotten used to it now, so it's not a problem anymore for me. But when I first started doing it, it was like, whoa, I got kind of a little lightheaded. I'm like, I need to work. Yeah, I need to work on a sprint, because you have to breathe when you're doing this stuff.
I imagine that.
Yeah, people forget. Yeah, and that's a lot. Well, some of the issues where people are forgetting that.
Yeah.
The trainer was even saying, make sure you breathe and your exhale. You're doing your breathing while you're doing it. Make sure you breathe. That keeps. I just kept remembering that in my head. Make sure you breathe. Make sure you breathe. And then we're able to knock it out. But yeah, the first time I did it, I got kind of a little woozy on that stuff. So
okay. How long ago did you do it?
When did I do that? When it first was announced, like I don't know, a few weeks back.
Oh, okay, a few weeks ago. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it was like a December time frame or something like that when we were all talking about
Nice. So yeah, it's a sprint drag lateral carry sprint. So there's a couple more things. So 250 total meters, and yes, we are definitely moving in different directions: lateral, backward, sprinting, agility, changing direction. There's so much going on here, and we're seeing a lot of people are having fun. A lot of soldiers are having fun with this one. You're getting the friendly competition across the lanes. You're getting the motivation from the soldiers, that are in line waiting. So this definitely turns into a nice morale boosting event. So yeah, breathing is very, very important. Again, technique is massive too. So
it is. That's what it was. It was a technique of me going from one to another next movement to the next movement, and then trying to maintain my breathing. And once I got that rhythm down, it's like you said, it is fun. What's the standard on that? Can it be done is grass, gravel, sand, pavement? What does it have to be done on?
So grass and turf in terms of ACFT testing. For training, absolutely. You can, if you got to take it indoors, that's cool. But when it comes to testing specifically, grass or turf right now.
Okay. And so then, that any issues with that one? I mean, I know you were talking about the cheering and stuff like that. Somebody asked in the chats, the days of, all right, everybody turn around. Next up, do push-ups. The push-up is a exercise, is an event that blah 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 blah. So no more.
Yeah.
Is it encouraged now to have everybody looking at you doing it?
I mean, it's always going to be unit, SOP, and all that stuff. But I mean, there's really no reason for the about face, silent, stand up, parade, rest, all that stuff. This is, I mean, we are building the unit cohesion, teamwork, like that motivation is gonna, help that soldier maybe get through that 5-second barrier or whatever. So like that's what we see, that's much more beneficial.
Now, there was a question about the. Okay, I'll get to that question in a minute. That's going to be the summary question. So for that, what have you seen so far? Now, I mean, to get back to analytics on that one, what have you seen so far on the performance of that event?
So what we're seeing right now, that is the best performed event out of all of the events. A lot of soldiers are, again, intimidated going in. Like, I've never seen this sled before. What is this all about? Oh my goodness, 2 40-pound kettlebells. Holy cow. But again, soldiers are doing very, very well. Technique wise, we do see a lot of soldiers like a, bullet just right out the gate, like that initial sprint, and then by the time they're coming back the second half of the drag,
that's what got me.
Like the brakes.
Yeah, that's what got and that's what got me. That's what got me.
Yes.
Was I'm not a sprinter at all. I'm like a big fat rhino running down, behind the herd. Make it, I'm not fat. I'm just saying it's just you got to make it.
It catches up quick.
It does, it does.
So I mean, that's not to say that you're just gonna lollygag down on that first 25 down and back, but you may want to pace yourself just a little bit, figure where you're at, and then with that drag piece, again, moving backwards. So I always see, just kind of like you were doing with your standing power throw, you wanted to turn around and look where your ball was landing.
Yeah.
Well, for the drag piece, I mean, center yourself in between your lane. There's really no reason to look back behind you to see how much further you're going to go. I mean, there are cones and domes that are out there every 5 meters. You're gonna be able to see, okay, this is where I'm at. This is where I'm at. That kind of can throw you off a little bit, maybe slow you down some. And then when turning into the laterals, which is after the drag piece, that's where we see kind of what we call the baby giraffe legs. So first we're sprinting forward, now we're dragging backward, now we're holy crap moving laterally. So all movements that, unless you're used to training in that way, are new, and sometimes your legs aren't going to be listening to what your brain's trying to tell them to do. But it's, again, we're still seeing soldiers are doing very, very well. Biggest thing on that, don't cross your feet. You might only do it once and not want to do it again. You might trip a little bit.
I was about to say, that happened to me. God, did you watch me do it or something? Because that's what I was a big doof.
I got eyes everywhere.
Yeah, I think I was a doof working on this. I'm like, God, everyone was, I'm not coordinated at all. But that was another thing too. I was gonna say that was my. If you don't think you have big feet, do that event and try to look where you're going, and you will realize you got some big. You're just clumsy. So no issues with that then. Everyone was good. The analytics seemed, like you said, there was no issues. Everyone performed it pretty good. There was
no issues. But of course, just that breathing piece. So for soldiers that aren't used to training in anaerobic capacity, some might be nervous about their heart rate getting up a little bit. Just working right. So I'm breathing hard, and then that's not a bad thing.
Right.
It's just, you might want to program that. once a week or so, some speed work,
right,
and work on that. But as far as performance, we're really seeing soldiers are doing very well with that.
Well, that's the event that I'm not really going to put focus in. Everyone else is like, come on, let's go, sir, mate. I'm like, oh god, I don't know. I just can't. I just, like you said, of course, I'm just joking. But once I got a rhythm down to it, it wasn't as bad. But it was still a smoker.
Yeah.
Now the next event is going to be the one that's been hammering everybody, and that's the event number 5, the leg tuck.
Yes.
What is the issue with the leg? What is it that what was the science behind the leg tuck? What was it supposed to simulate? And why that event? Well, I mean, that's everyone. And if nobody's doing good in it, well, why have the event?
Well, the why we need it is, soldiers need to be able to get themselves up and over an obstacle, climbing a rope, maybe, getting up in and through a window, a wall. And what we're seeing is there's a large population of soldiers that are lacking that upper body strength to be able to pull themselves up and over when needed. So, and with the APFT, we've never tested upper body pulling. It's always been upper body push, and front side. So what the leg tuck is doing, of course, it's that upper body muscular endurance, being able to pull yourself up, simulate getting up and climbing a rope. But we're also incorporating that the abdominal strength as well. So sit-ups are gone. Leg tuck, we are not only testing the upper body, but it's that abdominals.
It's the core that's what the trainer told us, that you're focusing on the core to get it up. I mean, the leg, the knee tuck, it was, or leg tuck is what he was calling knee tuck. I don't know why, but but it was already the way some of the workouts that I've done already. It mimics other exercises that I was able to do okay. So I didn't do too bad for a couple minutes, but it was definitely, like you said, what is the moderate standard for the leg tuck?
As of today, moderate is 1 leg tuck.
Yeah.
1.
Yeah, exactly.
So 1, 3, 5, and 20 is the max right now.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone's
right.
Like, I said the same. That's why I wanted you to say it.
1. One's all you need.
One is all you need to do, nation. Don't freak out. So if you can get your little wobbly knees up there, well, some of you guys I've seen that go to the gym, you don't do leg day anyway, so it should be no problem for you to get up there. Oh my God. And you know what? And that was the thing. The guys that, you could tell the guys that do squats and lift, they were the ones that were having the issues with the leg tuck when we were doing it. And the little skinny, that's what I was saying, the little chicken leg guys were like, like, dude. Well, no wonder you can do this shit, dude. You got no legs, man. Those are strings hanging from your shorts, bro. So what is so that right there? Then there really nobody who can do one. I mean,
well, we're definitely seeing kind of 2 very different ends of the spectrum. So we're seeing soldiers do very, very well and knock out 20 in less than 30 seconds, and can keep going. And then there's a large population also that are having trouble doing one. And so what I say for everybody is, well, my first question is, how often are you doing climbing drills? And a lot of times it's chirp chirp chirp.
Right. Right. So would that be using Jacob's ladder equipment, or what would be a good, or would you be using using the ropes that are outside? So most of the units that they have climbing ropes.
So for the climbing drill 1 and 2 in FM 7-22, it is using the pull-up bars and the climbing pods. So
gotcha.
Each of those drills have the 5 different exercises in them, and it's the upper body pull. So leg tuck is one of the exercises in both of those drills. Since 2012, we should have been doing some climbing drills, and we see soldiers that have been excelling, and then some that maybe haven't been, but they're very effective. And then so what we're also seeing is some soldiers might have challenges with their grip strength, being able to hold that perpendicular body position, that alternating grip, and remaining on the bar. So what I tell people is, break down the movement. There's so many different pieces to that movement,
right?
And you kind of got to start at the baseline and work that grip strength, work that abdominal stability in order to hold yourself in that perpendicular position without allowing that alternated grip to rotate your body. And then kind of all right, now I'm going to work on the pull up aspect, maybe do some negatives.
Our trainer was making us wear weight belts to you better get your old, you know what I mean? He was
oh dear.
Yeah, he's being mean. I mean, it was the wide ones, not the ones that cut your circulation off, but
sure,
it was just the ones that kind of like put just a little bit weight on you.
Okay.
And then we just went up a little bit, and then that helped out. And like I said, I mean, the most I did like maybe 10, I think 10 or
okay.
when I first started off.
That's good.
Yeah. So I mean, it was just. But my biggest thing was that it was to me, because when you have somebody explain it to you and then you do it, you're kind of like, am I doing it right? And then of course, there's the ego thing. You don't want to get clowned by your buddies to make sure you're not doing it. Or your troops are watching you. Sorry, man, she's trying to do the ACFT. He's big dork. But it's hard. It's hard to. I mean, it's hard at first, but then once you get the technique down, and then like you said, that was the biggest thing. That's the reason why I couldn't at the end. I couldn't do 11s because the grip. I wasn't used to the grip.
Right.
And then so aside from that. No issues with that one so far. That looks like that's still going to be that event's still going to be the one that's going to be used now. I mean, it's there. So it's not going away.
Right. It's there.
Okay.
It's there. It's event number 5. Now, sure, in some of the previous events, we've also taxed our grip strength a little bit. So, just the more you train with each of these events, the better you're going to get. You get the technique down, the better you're going to get, the more efficient you're going to get, the more weight you're going to be able to pick up, move, carry, the less overall suck factor, for the test.
Right.
I mean, it still might be there, but
right.
it's going to be a little bit less.
Then the final event, and this, I mean, I joke around about you just got to do a 2-mile run, but the final event, when we did the ACFT practice and working out and stuff like that, we were smoked at this point.
Sure.
And the center's like, okay, now we're ready to go. Get on the track and get ready to go. And I'm thinking, dude, now we have to run. Yeah. I'm not a runner, but I was like, whoa! That first initial push off, you're just like, oh my god. I mean, I didn't do as well as I thought I was going to do, but what's the standard for the moderate on the run?
So for the moderate is 2107. 2107. For significant is 19 minutes. Heavy is 18 minutes, and as of right now, the current max is 12:45.
So has anybody got that one maxed?
Yes, actually. Let's see. I don't know off the top of my head what the fastest has been. But last week in some testing, we've had soldiers in the 11s.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. After already conducting the ACFT.
After doing everything else, and like you mentioned with the leg tuck and some of those soldiers that might have skinnier legs. What we see really just across the events, we're seeing soldiers excel in some, and we're seeing soldiers excel in all of them. We're seeing kind of that full range. So it's not biased toward any one like endurance machines or our strength machines or anything like that. We're really seeing a good kind of overall mix, or you're seeing kind of the gaps in your game and be able to adjust it from there. So what we're seeing is in terms of the 2-mile kind of difference in your time performance compared to APFT, really kind of depends on where you are on the finish times on end of the spectrum, but anywhere from 30 to maybe 90 seconds difference. We're seeing soldiers even run faster for the ACFT than they had in the APFT. So we're really just seeing a wide range.
Right. Now, have you seen? But the Delta has always been on the run. After these events, have you seen just someone like, wow, they take the? I mean, it took the wind out of my sails. So is there statistics that have indicated otherwise? As the in other words, they're thinking, have you guys looked in the science? Okay, maybe the run's too much, or maybe we should cut it down to a lot. Maybe make it extend time. Was that brought into the planning as well as a possible course of action?
So I haven't been in any of those discussions. So whether or not they're going on, I can't really speak to that. But what we're noticing as far as soldiers' experiences are, for a lot of the soldiers that were very hip flexor dominant in the sit-ups for the APFT, that affected their APFT 2-mile run. Well, now your hip flexors aren't necessarily taxed the way that they were in the APFT. So we're seeing soldiers run better, run fresher during their ACFT 2-mile. And then also, as you said, kind of that first initial push of starting at get, set, go, you kind of lose the wind in your sails. But generally, I mean, was there any point where you felt like, all right, cool, I'm kind of getting my energy back a little bit?
You're actually right, but the fact that I didn't have to blast my legs as much for the sit-ups, that actually, but I don't skip leg day, so
yeah, sure.
I didn't have an issue.
Yeah, just a little bit different.
Yeah, it was just different. I was just like, oh wow, but yeah, I was just curious because I was just wondering, because at first it was kind of like, so right now, as all the events stand, all the events look like they're pretty on lock right now as far as them being remaining in place for this ACFT.
Yes, absolutely.
So is there anybody has come up to now? There's going to be some training events, and there's going to be some. There's going to be. I know. Do you have some visibility on the back end of what type of? I mean, because I've talked about it before on the Twittering and the Facebooking about the culture. We have to change our culture in this. The days of all right. You have first sergeants having a formation and talking for 30 minutes and then expecting their soldiers to do 30 minutes for the rest of the time, and then whatever. Those days are over.
Absolutely.
So this whole ACFT has to be done maximum. What's the maximum time this has to be completed?
So right now, there's not, a strict maximum tied to it. It's intended, though, to be completed in, 70 minutes or less if you've got 4 soldiers per lane. And right now, 4 soldiers per lane is the max that you can have. If you've only got 1 soldier per lane or 1 soldier taking the test, they can finish it in 50 minutes or less. So it depends on the amount of personnel that you have. But it's still, as units are becoming more efficient at administering and soldiers are more familiar with the events and the performance standards and everything, it's going to be faster. It's going to be more efficient and smooth. Right.
It was more. I mean, ours took a little bit longer just because of the explanation and
sure.
And then the for us dummies that didn't pay attention the first time. So you're different. Yeah. Well, yeah. So you're supposed to put your feet up. He literally just said that, Ice. He literally just said put your feet up. You know what I mean? There is no such thing as a stupid question unless I'm asking. Then it's stupid. No. So I mean, aside from that, there's got to be a culture in that. So what is the Army doing as far as, because your background is what? Give us a little bit more background about your role. I mean, what is you're the facilitator, but what is your main, I guess you would say your job, your you're a facilitator, but what are you, a strength conditioning coach?
My main job here with CIMT is as the NCOIC for one of the MTTs. So we've got teams in Fort Jackson that are traveling, training graders, training the force on the test, how to administer, how to train for, all of the above. And then there's our team up here at CIMT, and we're all made up of active component soldiers, Army National Guard, and U.S. Army Reserve soldiers. So we've got a nice distribution of compos across our instructors, our ACFT instructors. A variety of backgrounds. I'm also a master fitness trainer instructor. I taught the course at the Texas Army National Guard site for a few years before coming out here to kind of continue with this piece. So it's really it's training. I mean, it really comes down to training NCOs, training soldiers, training leaders. And so we, for the first portion of this fiscal year, we've been focused on the field test units, on conducting those MTTs, but we've since transitioned a little bit more into, trying to get the info to the rest of the force, because we know that, everyone's chomping at the bit on wanting to get information, wanting to get after it. And I know it's probably been frustrating for a lot of our listeners, a lot of everybody, like, no one's telling me anything about this. When am I supposed to be taking this? Like, how am I supposed to be training for it? And it's like
one of the comments. One of the comments in the chat said this is more informative than what my unit has told me about the ACFT. No, I'm not lying. Right now, no shit in one of the chats. And there's and we're on Frago too. You know that, and that you know, I blasted that. We're not only are we on Frago too, but we're also there's already a Center of Lessons Learned. Fort Leavenworth has already published number 18-37, September 2018, the ACFT. Yes. They've already published the handbook. That's helped the troops out big time. Well, it's helped us out.
Yes, and then
go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. No, and we also have, so the Army rolled out our microsite at the tail end of November. So it is www.army.mil/ACFT. So it has all of the videos for all of the exercises to help you, you know, in performance of the exercises. It has videos for, or for the events rather. It has videos for exercises that can help you train for those specific events. It has all of the, you know, the field test manual, the call handbook, FM 7-22. It has all these resources all at your fingertips at that website. And I gotta say, it's one of the better websites that I've seen. And I know also that you know, some National Guard states have started kind of doing their own websites as well, really trying to get their soldiers informed. But again, www.army.mil/ACFT. It's out there. The videos are out there, and then once our training video is completed in the editing process, that's going to go on that microsite as well, and that's going to be a fantastic tool for those behind the scenes and transitions, and you know, administering those roles and responsibilities that you might not really get the gist of when you're reading the field test manual.
Right now, in the field test manual, now you have different levels. You were talking about the trainers. You have different trainers for this. Now, there's already some of the MTTs already out there that have done, you know, that already gone. You've already gone through a couple cycles already of
many cycles. Yeah. Absolutely. So we've trained all of the field test units. Trained again over 4,000 graders in the last 4 months. We also have the resident course at Fort Eustis and Fort Jackson. So it's the ACFT grader certification course, level 1, 2, and 3. Level 1 graders, you can grade the ACFT. So you will learn how to grade the ins and outs, the movement standards, you know, for the ACFT. For level 2 graders, you can, of course, grade the ACFT, but you can also serve as an OIC or NCOIC for testing. And you can also make other level 1 graders. So it's a train the trainer course that we provide. And then for the level 3 graders, there is a prerequisite. You must be a master fitness trainer. And so the responsibilities are the same as the 2 and the 1, but of course now those level 3s can train and make other 2s and 1s. And there's more of a focus for those level 3s, those master fitness trainers, on you know, creating their programs, their unit level and individual level physical readiness training programs to better prepare those soldiers for the test.
Right now, and a lot of that too. You were just talking about a plan and location. I'm gonna as we're talking, I'm asking some questions, and we also have some more chat questions too. There's a question of the site. Does it? Is there still an incline rule to it? There was an incline rule of the old APFT. It was like no more than a 3% grade or something like that.
So for the 2 mile run, it's the same. So no more than a 3% grade. And also your start and end point has to be at the same elevation. So if you're going to have, you know, on the road route, and out and back would be a good way to go ahead and make sure that you're at that same elevation, or a running track, of course, improved surface.
Right. So, okay. Yeah, I was getting worried about the incline stuff. Now, all those courses that you said are going on is just as normal through your standard training NCO. Your first sergeant has to select. Command teams have to ensure that there's somebody who's got an adequate PT score to show up, because you do not want to show up to this AC, because I got some friends that did it, and you do not want to show up with a okay PT score. You better be in shape if you're gonna be sending somebody to these courses, because you will get smoked in the course too.
Exactly. And then, of course, you know, responsible leaders that can be able to, you know, learn the standards, but be able to uphold them when they get back to the units.
I got a sergeant major buddy asking me, is this gonna be is this gonna qualify us as sergeants major to be the level 3 guys automatic? You know, they give us battle staff, they give us master fitness, they give us all these free bennies when you go to the academy. So I was just wondering, does this count? So I'm gonna go ahead and put this on my
So The only way to go ahead and be validated as a grader is to attend either the MTTs or the resident course at this time.
Suck it. Exactly. You got to go to it, bud. You
gotta go.
You got to go to it. That's what I'm talking about.
It's an ATARS. I mean, it's not an ASI, but our students will get, and the soldiers will get an MFR, kind of validating them at whatever grader level that they attended to. And so that's going to go back to their units, be in their training record. Doesn't get IPERM'd. No bonus points for it, but of course it is, if those soldiers are at a PCS, they can take that to their next unit of assignment.
Yeah, the level 3's got to already have a P56 anyway, so you can't you can't just I'm gonna show up to be level 3. No, dude, you got
no.
You got to get P56 first before you even go to that stuff.
Exactly.
But and it's all, of course, go to your go see your battalion. I mean, I know guys, gals, you're probably going, oh, this is BS. I can't even get this, and this. This is why we put their information out here, so that way there is everybody's kind of on notice. We're like talking on a couple of platforms that are streaming out to millions of people and all that. So if they're not getting it now, if they didn't get it then, they're getting it now.
They're getting it now.
They're definitely gonna get it now. Now is the basic training soldiers already starting to do these events now? Are they already starting to do ACFT events?
They are. So there is, there's basic training soldiers. There's AIT soldiers that are involved in the field test. Again, from those 63 battalions, we've got 7 from the Guard, 7 from the Reserves. We've got, a nice, well-rounded mix of types of units, MOSs, geographical locations, so that we can really get, the observations, the real life experiences of taking and implementing this test.
All right, now another question everyone's asking. I guess I didn't answer. I didn't finish asking the right question before. What's the Army going to do? Are they going to get us trainers? Are units going to get trainers aside from? I guess they're talking about sports trainers. You know how USASOC has the Thor 3 program. Are we going to see a mimicked program like that for the Army?
So we're working on the Army Holistic Health and Fitness. So FM 7-22 is in the process of rewrite right now. And so that's going to include not only physical readiness training, which the current FM obviously has, but it's going to include sections on nutrition. It's going to include sleep hygiene, on resiliency, on pregnancy, postpartum, water survival training, much more that falls within the realm of readiness. So, that's plans moving forward. Just don't really know where it's at currently. Me personally.
Gotcha. Because there was talking about, and this is all news. I mean, we're just talking about make sure you guys don't use clickbait on some of the headline news, but there was talk and rumors running around that the Army is going to hire human performance trainers to be down at the unit, like civilians or something like that, sports trainers, to kind of be like the athlete advocate. Is that are you hearing the same thing too? I mean you would be at the source, I guess. Is it true?
So right now for units on the unit level, across the force, master fitness trainers. So the master fitness trainer course was re-implemented back in 2013, and when I taught it in Texas, I mean, we trained several hundred soldiers, but it was still kind of an or not well known and underutilized course. So, part of with the XORD and the ACFT is, we need our master fitness trainers, and units need to choose the right personnel and trust them, and entrust them in designing those programs on that individual and unit scale. But as far as as of right now, there aren't across the Army it's not been implemented to have strength and conditioning coaches and stuff. So more to follow. It's holistic health and fitness. There's more involved than just getting out of bed and doing some push-ups and sit-ups. I mean, there's so much importance in proper nutrition and fueling for performance. And sleep is massive. Sleep is so important when it comes to recovery and when you don't have sleep.
I know, but there's Army, and armying.
Exactly. Yes.
There's Army.
Yeah.
So
for sure.
Last question. Somebody asked 2 questions actually. When is the ACFT going to be no change to the APFT on AR 350-1 as far as PT failures and stuff like that? There's no change to that?
So there are many different policies that are affected as a result of ACFT, and so senior leaders up at Department of the Army are they're looking at those policies and developing those policies. And my level down here, I'm executing the policies.
Yeah,
so so I don't have any more specifics on it.
So what about the implementation during the test phase in NCO PDSs? Are they still doing the APFT right now until the NCO academies get squared away, or are they all requiring to do the ACFT during the phase in?
So again, right now with phase 1, we are focused on those field test units. So so there's no, there has been no update to the implementation and how many, are you going to do APFT and whatnot in your NCOES. So right now, it's the same.
Gotcha. Okay.
No change.
All right. Well, I think that we've been battering you with questions. And we appreciate you, Sergeant Horner, for coming on. And like I said, this is now you said CIMT. What is the name of what is that called? What is everyone's popping the questions in there about what is that?
It's the Center for Initial Military Training.
Yeah, Center for Initial Military Training. Also representing TRADOC. You can give your thumbs up to your PAOs. I think you did a good job. Thank you for joining us, Master Sergeant. Appreciate it.
Well, thank you all so much for having me on. This was wonderful.
Yep. Well, guys, this is Master Sergeant Shelley Horner, the facilitator for the ACFT, representing TRADOC and CIMT. We're going to take a break right quick, and we'll be right back. Shots.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
looking up and fading out, cirrus shapes I found blow me away, Van Allen right around, pushing through, skin is brown, nature has us trapped in fear, so I get lost in sound. I wonder if you'll ever know why I am the way I am. I've been thinking a lot about time and space surrounding. Is there anyone who is thinking like me? I've been thinking a lot about life is never ending. Is there anyone who is thinking like me? Constellation theme, mapping stars that are meant to be. Geminis are free of suicidal kings. This misty maze of me, so obvious yet never seen. Feeling though the fog will lift to find me lost at sea. I've been thinking a lot about time and space surrounding. Is there anyone who is thinking like me? I've been thinking a lot about life is never ending. Is there anyone who is thinking like me? Myself and I am so lost in beautiful, far away from mine. But I wanna try, oh I just don't get it. When will your heart beat with my mind? Oh, I've been thinking a lot.
What is this Facebook Live? I've never heard of this shit.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
Please enjoy the show. Shots.
And we are back for the last portion of Sergeant's time. Thanks a lot, Master Horner, for coming on. Woo! Didn't realize I was talking so much until freaking Spanky threw up the get off the phone now. Yo, man, you better wrap it up.
I'm good for something.
You were, well, I mean, I think we could have talked more about the ACFT, but I understand the guests had also time limits too, so we wanted to make sure that all information is going out. And that was pretty informative. I thought it was. I mean,
oh, absolutely. I'm sure she has to get up like, at 0 dark 30 and train people in the morning.
Yeah, exactly. You know what? And then she was just harping about the sleep. Oh, I got to get some sleep. Oh, no.
Right.
Like arming.
I'm like,
what is sleep? Oh, I got to get up in the morning too. Oh, man. So yeah, there you go, guys. That was the deets on the ACFT as far as the actual event and all that stuff. Policy-wise, that she was not here for that. So everyone's like, oh, wondering how this is going to happen, or that's not going to happen, or how come this is going to happen. That was not us. This was an event to discuss the ACFT and discuss the event and to give the demonstration video. And she went over all of it and provided all the stats that we wanted to know. And like she said, a video forthcoming of the how to do it. What some of the I guess the practice repetitions or whatever. So everyone complains, and there was a comment in there about somebody doing marine foo, semper foo. Is that hey foo? Somebody said,
right, this is sergeant's time. This is the master sergeant. She doesn't write policy. She executes it.
Yeah, exactly. She's just, she's sergeanting. She does the sergeanting and stuff. guys like General Donahoe are the ones that write the policy on it, and then that's it. We just got SORNTS. We just have to enforce policy and execute. But yeah, it's a perfect example. Guy in one of the comments in the mixer chat about Semper Fu. Semper Fu is the version of Kung Fu. Everyone's complaining about it, and also the stuff. Comments in there, if it being sustainable. Well, we shall see. We shall see. Believe it or not, the Army physical fitness test is supposed to be tested the way almost like the ACFT is. It's supposed to have an event OIC, an individual grader. It's not supposed to be a two-person event. It's not supposed to be, hey man, come over here and give me a PT test. It used to not be that. It devolved with all the extra nitnoid stuff that went with it. And so I'm curious. I don't know. We shall see. I mean, we can't go back in time to. I mean, me and Spanky weren't in when the APFT came in, so. I mean, everybody makes fun of my age, but I don't. Yeah, no. I honestly don't think that we would be able to come up with any metrics to come up on how it was set up. But if reading that, you're supposed to have an event OIC and an NCOIC, and each grader is supposed to be certified grader and blah blah blah. It's not supposed to be, hey man, come give me a PT test, go, and then you go do it, and then you come back, oh, good job, pencil whip, and then that's it. I don't think it's gonna be pencil whipping here.
I don't know, but even with the APFT, I spent too much time in like S3s and schools. Like, no, we wrote that shit up on memos, and they were, like, hey, you're the OIC, you're the this, you're the that. So, like I said, I ain't seen no pencil whipping in a long time, even with that. So
in a long time.
No, I've seen it. Well, let me see that. Let me clarify that. I have not seen the pencil whipping. But I've been in schools with people. I'm like, how the fuck did they get promoted? They had to pencil whip that shit. They didn't get a 300 on no fucking PT test.
Exactly, Spank. I was just saying, you just talking about staff, right? We were just talking about being on staff. So, working on a staff, and the next thing you know, you're like, right. Oh, I just came back from a PT test. You just left literally 15 minutes ago. Oh, I was smoking it.
Right.
Right, whatever.
Bullshit. Fight you.
Smoking it with Skillcraft. But anyway, so on to the show again. Broadcasting live from the Functional Veterans Center of Excellence this 7 March 2019. Live from the Pentagon, the Alamo, or Area 51, giving you all the sergeanting stuff from the U.S. Army, Active Duty Reserve, National Guard. At any rate, there's a draft been released about the Housing Tenant Bill of Rights. The Tenant Bill of Rights for housing. And this is for military housing privatization. This is one of those Housing Bill of Rights. All residents of privatized military housing are afforded protections under the tenant, lease, and federal, state, local resident landlord and tenant law. In addition, every military member of their and their family members residing in privatized housing have the following rights. Number 1, safe and healthy homes and communities. Residents have the right to reside in homes and communities that are safe, meet health and environmental standards, with working fixtures and appliance and utilities, and will have maintained common areas and amenity spaces. Wow.
They had to put that in writing?
That part. I was about to say, did that have to make sense? I mean, it doesn't sound like a comment that you really had to write that out.
Especially working fixtures and appliances.
Right,
exactly. Fucking writing. Okay then.
Working fixtures and you're lucky it has running water. Next step. Next right. Advocate for housing. Residents have the right to a housing advocate, as designated by the installation chain of command, to provide advice and support to tenants and advocate for tenants' rights before the landlord. What is that? Boy, I can see this snowballing. Go ahead.
No, that housing NCO that just used to go around and write motherfucking tickets because your grass is too long, should probably have a better job, or other than just writing tickets because your grass is too motherfucking long. That's what I think that they should be doing personally, is they're the representative in those communities to the command. They should have a job other than, they should be the one, that liaison through, the Garrison Command, other than just sitting there and writing fucking tickets and being broken on profile and fat, because trust me, I've known many of them. That's what they are. If you're not, okay, don't take motherfucking offense, because most of your peers that do that same fucking job are. That's your fucking job.
Damn.
Is to be the fucking representative for the Garrison Commander in those communities, not just that, let me drive around my motherfucking golf court and write fucking tickets because your grass is too fucking long.
Whoa.
Right. I said it. That's your fucking job.
Man, Spanky. What?
All right. So you should be the advocate for those fucking families and those soldiers in those housing areas. Not like, oh, I left my Fort Hood fucking Sentinel in the goddamn driveway because, like, fuck, I can't, like, opt out of getting it. Sorry. All right. Whoosha.
No, continue. Continue. I was kind of like...
Yeah, but that should be their job, is to be that person that they're just saying that now this is a right to have an advocate for housing. That should be their job, is that liaison. And someone for, like I said, they shouldn't have had to have a fucking town hall meeting, with senior leader commanders. They have, NCOs in all of these fucking villages.
We haven't even gotten to number 3 yet.
Right. But they have them already.
Right.
They have advocates
Residents,
for housing.
Number 3, residents have a right to property management services that meet or exceed industry standards and are performed by professionally trained, responsive, and courteous customer service and maintenance staff. Okay. Number 4, responsive communications. Residents have the right to multiple and convenient methods to communicate directly with the landlord and the maintenance staff to receive honest, straightforward, and responsive communications at all times. Huh. Okay. Number 5, prompt repairs. What's considered prompt? Like, if you have a leaky faucet or you have a pipe that's leaking in your house and it's causing black mold and it's a water stain in your house and it's starting to flow through and a lot of mold is coming through and drywall's falling apart, how long should you wait? What's the most? What's considered too much? What's considered prompt?
An hour? No, if there's leaking water, an hour, like, you can't make it happen. There are plumbers in the local area that you pay them to come do it. If you can't, like, if you don't have enough people.
Right.
That's my thoughts on that. If you have a right to prompt repairs.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes, it comes more money out of your pocket.
Well, hang on.
Their money.
Well, it talks about that the residents have the right in prompt professional repairs that shall be informed a required time frame for those repairs pursuant to the applicable housing privatization agreements when the maintenance request is submitted. If requested repairs are necessary to address an immediate life, health, and safety issue, residents shall have the right to properly be relocated into suitable lodging or other housing at no cost to the residents until the repairs are completed. If life, health, and safety repairs are not completed within 30 calendar days, a resident shall be offered a no-cost move into an alternate residence onto the installation or within the surrounding community. Wow. This is new.
Right.
Totally.
So if they would just pay for an emergency plumber, then they would not have to pay for all of those extra steps.
Right.
Coming up to a no-cost move. Okay, so pay the fees to hire an emergency plumber. Okay, we don't have enough maintenance people to go fix this immediately, like within the hour. Like, pay the emergency plumber. How much money are you saving in the long run?
Right.
That will lead up to that no-cost move.
Right, exactly. If you just repair it when it happens,
right,
before it gets, too bad, then you're good.
Right.
The next thing is dispute. Number 6, dispute resolution, mediation, and arbitration. Ooh boy. The residents have the right to landlord-tenant disputes concerning repairs, damage, claims, and rental payments resolved by the neutral decision maker. The decision in favor of the resident shall include a determination of reduction of rent owed by the landlord to be paid or credited to the resident in accordance with the applicable state laws and regulations. Wow. That's like asking for help to get a divorce. I don't think they'll be able to sustain that according to the app. Because then think about the JAG. Who's going to be, there's going to be some JAG. There's got to be some JAG overview with this. There's got to be a legal review on this. There has to be. To have a dispute. I mean, come on. Who's gonna do it? Who's going to be the official arbitrator for something like this? This brings me up a highlight. How is this going to be rectified, and how are they going to work out the details of who the arbitrator is, and who's going to be the person that's going to be the decision maker, the neutral decision maker? Who's it going to be? Is it going to be I'll be honest with you, an infantry engineer, not hating on y'all, armor or any company commander who's he's been in the Army for about 6 years, blah blah blah. You are not qualified in law, aside from the UCNJ, of course, which company commanders, of course, and all that stuff, which you first aren't. But you're not versed in property law. That's a whole different. So how are they going to you know what I mean? How are you going to solve disputes like that? How are they going to get the neutral decision maker?
Right. And then like even if you bring in like all of these people that are qualified, that's so ripe for corruption. I don't care who you are and what you say. It's like, you know, these Corvias, Lindleys, everybody else, like, I know in this area, there's, especially when it comes to property and real estate, like not having anything to do with housing, there's such a good old boy system. Like, I'm sure you will not convince me that there are impartial fucking arbitrators in this town. Like, you know, I'm not saying for military housing. Like, if I was doing it, like, as a, you know, property owner in this town, yeah, go fuck yourself. There's not one in this town. If I was going to hire an arbitrator is for a property dispute, it would not be from this town. Just put it that way. So you can't convince me that there are going to be completely impartial ones that, oh, this housing company is going to hire their own arbitrators. Yeah, not buying it. Sorry.
Yeah.
So, and you're right, though, chain of command is not qualified to do it. That's, you know.
No,
I can command an infantry company. Doesn't mean I can, like,
right, exactly.
Let me read this.
You can command, exactly. You're commanding infantry maneuver and stuff like that, but there's no way I mean, think about the additional liability to the command team that have to get involved to know that stuff, to have that referred. Where does the command come in? Is it a garrison command? Is it a unit command? Is it a soldier? You know what I mean? That right there, because we're under this no retribution policy, which is we're hearing inklings of some stuff. We'll talk about that later. So the next one, and this is the one that you brought up, Spanky. You dimed out somebody in the Army, or so. I saw your Twitter thing. You dimed somebody out in the Army or something like that. Withholding BAH, number 7. Rent payments made by the resident engaged in a dispute that is heard by a neutral decision maker shall be segregated, not be used by the property owner or property manager until the arbiter's decision regarding the matter in the dispute is made, which may result in a refund to the resident or payment of rent. Now, you were saying your BAH is automatically taken out.
Right. I remember what you're talking about on Twitter. It's like the person thought it comes straight from DFAS. It doesn't. It goes to you and, you know, the soldier, and the soldier is the one that sets up the allotment to the, you know, Corvius or Lindleys or whichever company it is that runs it on your installation.
Right.
You're responsible for that. DFAS does not pay those private companies. You do. You set it up. So it's your responsibility to set up the allotment to those companies. So DFAS has nothing to do with paying these private companies. So it's very easy for you to go and stop that allotment.
Right. Now here's the one that's been getting. Here's the one's been getting everybody that we have had comments sent to us and the main page and the Twitter age and all that. It is the move-in and move-out procedures. The residents have the right to fully be briefed on by the landlord by all rights and responsibilities associated with tenancy prior to signing a lease and a 30-day follow-up to review these responsibilities. Residents have the right opportunity and sufficient time to prepare and present for both move-in and move-out inspections and submit necessary paperwork. Now, I have taken on post housing, and I guarantee it is a mad fucking rush to get it. The way the housing office is, there is no customer service in that office. I don't know why they say it's a housing office. We're here customers. Well, stop calling us customers, because we have to take what you give us.
Right. It's the first choice, or go to the bottom of the line.
Exactly that. Now, there needs to be a window, and there has to be, that's where, you know, this is going to cost money. This is going to cost money. If this is the stuff you want to implement for these tenant bill of rights, then you need to expand the housing office and remove the bureaucracy of the guys and gals that are sitting on their duff, on their booty, and not doing anything to help the soldier. Because you're right. You assume you get the keys, you do a walkthrough yourself, and then you have, what was it, like 48 hours or something like that to accept it.
Oh, if you're lucky on some of them, and you're lucky to get the keys, it's like, here's the address, but no, you can't have the keys yet. You can like drive by and look at it from the outside.
Yeah, and you gotta meet somebody at this time, and they don't show up, and blah 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 blah.
And then when you're meeting them, you either sign for the house then, or you don't get it, and you go to the bottom of the list.
Right.
Because I've definitely been in that situation twice.
Which I don't understand for these villages and stuff like that. Why don't they have a specific office for that area? You know what I mean? Instead of going to a main central housing office, why don't they have a satellite office within, like, that they would build a building, build another office there on location right there. So you
no, they do that, but you have to still go do all the main paperwork at the main office.
Right.
And then
That's what I'm
saying.
saying.
It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, there should be no main paperwork at the office to get your house. It should be done at the specific quarters, waiting for you, and then you drop. I mean, I know we're talking common sense here. This is not difficult.
But that's not allowed in the Army.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying. So you get that information, and you get it there at that satellite office, and then once all the paperwork's accepted, then it goes up to the main office to be kept as record. But if the housing is not acceptable, then that's where it starts off a chain of events. I think should happen is that once you say, no, I don't want the house, it sucks. Why does it suck? And then, okay, soldier says house sucks. There is black mold on wall, will not accept. Now, there should be okay, what is considered unacceptable standards? See, they're not telling you what that is. Oh, it's okay. Mice get in here once in a while, and then next thing you know, you hit the wall and it fucking moves in there. You know what I mean? So there should be a satellite office in the housing area to maintain most of the paperwork, and then once it is signed for, then it goes up. So in other words, the satellite office should be like the temporary stuff. And all that, and they should also have the facility staff right there. I don't get. Why don't they have a staff right there? Why don't they, have people right there to be on call? That's like you said, where the emergency plumber, where the emergency electrician, that like a firehouse. That's where they hang out. That's where they hang out. Their shop is right there. So the plumber has all of his pipe stuff in there. The electrician has all the wires and fixtures and stuff there. Anything that is made for those houses in that housing area, no problem. Done right there. Bam. See, we just solved that step. Too easy. No issues whatsoever.
They should be listening to us now.
Yeah, right. Exactly that. We are sergeanting right now, and you better write some notes, and then you can take an ACFT after this. So privacy, right? Residents have a right to reasonable advance notice of any entrance to their rental units by a landlord, except in cases of emergency. Now, that is exactly that. It is you at least get a call that you're coming, because no matter what, it may be your house, but it's not your home, if that makes any sense. I think it's a little intrusive to just do a show up. If you schedule something up, then that's fine. I would prefer that. You know what I mean?
And no, that's reasonable. Yes. And,
yeah. I mean, you're not going to just show up and, hi, I'm your landlord, and you're like.
Well, the last time I lived in housing, I had signed that they were allowed to come in, if I had work orders in while I was not there, but they still called me and said, hey, we're coming at this day, this time. And, I'd come home and they had fixed whatever, but I had signed that they were allowed to go in there while I was not there to do work orders.
Right. Exactly. Yeah,
but I'd signed and said that was fine.
Yeah.
That wasn't that was me I had already given them advance permission for that.
Yeah, I can see that. The next one is number 10 is predictable rent. Residents have the right to clearly define rental terms in the lease agreement other than the annual BAH adjustments. Residents have a right to written notice prior to any rent adjustment. So, I don't think that BAH should be taken into account for their house. Because
I completely agree.
because I think it is reasonable to have that house. I mean, of course, if you're a property owner, you want to make some profit. I got that, but
absolutely.
But there's also you put some you put you kind of have to have a buffer for normal housing repairs and all sorts of shit. But all of a sudden they know, oh, the BAH for Fort Hood is this much. It's next year's the same thing. You know what I mean? There's no cost of living adjustment for repairing a fixture.
No, and they had leeway with that because they did it at Fort Campbell. Like, they were having such a hard time, keeping the senior NCO junior officer housing there filled. Nobody wanted to live there and paid that much BAH. So they started doing like, oh, well, you can sign a lease for lower than your BAH. So they do have the leeway to do that. It's up to them.
Right.
Because I was not paying my full BAH to live in housing at Fort Campbell.
I wasn't. We didn't know when I was at Fort Hood either.
Fort
Hood, that's what I'm saying. Fort Hood used to be the great place for that. It was affordable housing. Like, I was like, wait, I don't have to pay this. What? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'll do that.
Right. Exactly. I was paying $500 less a month than my BAH to live in housing.
Right.
On Fort Campbell.
No, yeah,
and that's the only reason why I stayed in housing on Fort Campbell. I wouldn't have paid my full BAH. Just,
yeah. That's what I'm talking about. That's back before Comanche 1 became the Hood. But anyways.
So they have that. So I really do think that they should have a flat rate for each house.
Correct. And it should be determined by the DOD, by the installation, not by the economy. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying.
Right.
It's like everybody knows in the economy world, in the real estate world, these guys, you guys can afford it. And immediately they start thinking about BAH and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And I don't think that a major or a captain should have to pay all of his BAH for the same house that I lived in.
Right. Exactly. There should be no adjustment. Exactly. That's like discrimination.
And they're making way too much money off of, hey, I'm going to charge this guy the same amount that I'm charging her.
Right.
And, same as you go down the ranks.
Right.
Or up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Especially
hopefully you
when
don't go
there
down
are
ranks.
people. No, and especially when there are positions that have no choice, that they have to live on post. When you're talking about like key billets, like, command sergeant majors and, senior commanders that have to live on post. They have no choice but to give up their entire BH. You think they're getting some flat rate BH to live on post?
Oh,
No.
hell no. They're not getting flat
Exactly.
rate BH.
They have to live on post. That's part of their job. They have to. So, yeah, they're giving up all that BH money. And then, those private companies are like, well, thank you very much. Do you think they get an offer for a lower BH flat rent? No.
Right. Yeah, well, I was about to say. So the thing goes with that rate. You get like, for instance, if you get $1,500 BAH and the housing area says something, it should not be like, well, no, you cannot use their BAH. You know what I mean? It's like, because I noticed that when I had an apartment before, or I had a flat or something like that, or I had a loft. I had the real estate guy, the property manager had his old 1980s copy of BAH. I'm like, hey, what are you doing? I mean, that's like the rent. Well, you're a specialist, right? I'm like, yeah, but you're using a BAH chart from like 1985 or something like that, bro. I mean, I'll pay it. I'm just saying, I don't mind paying. Maybe that's why I had cheap rent.
Right.
But no, I just think it sucks that they use that. There has to be something that they can't do to get BAH, because of course, as soon as the BAH scale comes out, all property managers and all real estate agencies immediately go up there and, we finance you 1 and up. And they're worse than sergeant majors owning freaking car dealerships. You know what I mean? All right, so enough on the BAH adjustment. Number 11 is fees. Residents have the right not to pay non-refundable fees and then not have rent payments arbitrarily held. That's what I'm talking about. I like that.
Yeah, the only non-refundable fee I knew of was the pet fee. I'm like, my dog makes less damage than most people's kids, so
right,
whatever.
Right. Right. Yeah, I was about to say, man. I was just like, oh.
But yes, I had to pay a non-refundable. Like I said, last time I lived in housing was at Fort Campbell. I had to pay $150 for him to stay there. I'm still pretty sure that at the time, 10-year-old girl probably made more damage to the house than he did, because he just sits there and does bulldog things.
Yeah.
Which is sleep.
Right. His barking is
no, but yeah,
hilarious.
you're exactly right. So you think, a kitten is going to make more damage than, a 2-year-old. I think you're probably wrong with that. But yes, that's the only non-refundable fee I've ever had to pay in housing.
Right. Next one, the last one is no reprisal. Residents have the right to engage government housing staff or the installation chain of command regarding housing issues without fear or reprisal. I'm going to say something right now. I'm going to read this verbatim from the main page. So if anybody chains of command, listening out there, I'm just going to say this right now. Chains of command listening. There's a story. There's rumorinations going on right now about what's going on in housing right now as we speak. If you would look at a post that was posted by the main page, an individual that we all know might be on this story, and if he gets the hold of this story, woo, it appears that privatized military housing companies have been required tenants to sign non-disclosure agreements. Well, hit us up at U.S. Army WTF Moments or WTF Nation Radio. Actually, hit up the main page at U.S. Army WTF Moments. And, of course, you know that the inbox is 100% confidential. If you want to discuss, let us know. And we'll be good to go. If you guys want to... let me see. How do I say this? If you guys want... about a non-disclosure agreement, let us know. Just hit up the main page, drop it in there. If that's happening, I really feel for y'all. Jose is pretty up. Let's put this. Jose is upset right now because he's been in the field out in the West for a while now. He's been out West for a long time. And God, I don't even know how long he's been out there. He's been out there for a while.
Right?
So he's
haven't seen him.
Well, I mean, he's he's chalking and shooting the shit with everybody, but he's not, and he's tweeting stuff. But He did a story out. It got published out. He didn't really Jose it as much as he liked to because he was busy with other stuff. So he's got stuff going on. But there's rumors a non-disclosure agreement is being required from some privatized military housing. Drop a line at the main page at usarmywtfmoments.com or contact at armywtfmoments.com. Again, contact at armywtfmoments.com for said copy of what is to be reported to be a non-disclosure agreement. Yeah. If that's... Why would you need to sign a non-disclosure agreement to sign into housing?
Well, if you have no fear of reprisals, according to this, tenant bill of rights.
Right. Right. More to follow, of course. More to follow, of course. So at any rate, man, it's about time to wrap it up. You need to wrap it up, B. You need to wrap it up.
Like housekeeping and stuff.
Yeah, like
or happy birthday. I got to eat cake. And
that's right. Happy birthday, WTF Nation Radio, and happy birthday, WTF Nation. Today we talked to Master Sergeant Shelley Horner. I almost said Master Sergeant. I'm just reading shit twice, I guess. Master Sergeant Shelley Horner from the U.S. Army Training and Doctrine Command coming on board and talking about the ACFT and shooting the shit about all the events, talking about giving us the statistics, the background, and giving us a walkthrough. Pretty excited to see what those new videos that TRADOC is busting out. So really thank you guys, TRADOC, and for coming out here, for letting her come out here and stepping into the WTF Nation, hanging out with us. Jim Morris, the guy that God, there we go again. I forgot. God, Yablanca, what's his first name? Gosh. The guest we had on 2 weeks ago that talked about Jim Morris, Special Forces Major, had been awarded 3 of his Purple Hearts in Vietnam and before the Marines and hit the beach at Da Nang in 1965. Can't wait to talk about his story. He is the author of 2 factual accounts from experiences, War Story, and The Devil's Secret Name, as well as Fighting Men, a collection of magazine pieces. Of course, 1994 video series called the Fighting Men series, The Green Berets. So, Special Operations Night, I'm going to be there for Monday. Pretty cool. Doug from The Company Leader. The Company Leader, is that the guy that's on Twitter that's all getting a bunch of fans, like Dr. Man and stuff like that? Is that who that dude is? Is he like the military leadership stuff that... Yeah, that's him. Yeah, that's who he is. Yeah, he's the... He's all the He's Doug Meyer is an active duty Army infantry officer, 2009 graduate of Norwich University. His experiences in the combat and striker and light infantry units as the tactical operation levels and at CENTCOM and PACOM AORs. Holds a bachelor's degree in English and history and a master's degree in organizational leadership, and he's currently a joint chiefs of staff intern. Wow, and a master's candidate at Georgetown University. So he's hanging out at school. Public policy is what he's doing. And he's also the creator and curator of The Company Leader, which is an online professional forum developing leaders at the tactical level of war, obviously at the company grade. Oh man, Luis Fernandez is coming back on. Oh, that's what I'm talking about from CONUS Battle Drills. He's coming back on before. He was on what was he on?
Jay Brady's show.
Yeah, he was on Jay Brady's show. That's right. CONUS Battle Drills. Everyday veterans are getting out of the military and facing a world that they don't understand and does not understand them, and are faced with challenges that they were completely unprepared for. Writing a resume, preparing for interviews, picking companies, and translating their skills for a world. And all are about what we are not trained for as soldiers and veterans, transitioning in and out, or like that ACAP stuff they make you go through. But none of us really do that, right? Or there's nobody. It's almost like a rush through for gals getting out. So Luis Fernandez is a combat veteran. Helping combat veterans to help each other grow in air. I just can't wait for him to come back. He was a fun guest on Jay Rady's show. He was a cut up. So. But exactly that. I don't pull punches. I'm not surgical in my approach, and I will not coddle you, and I will not feel pity for you. You are fucking killer survivors and the greatest fighting force humanity's ever known, and I will treat you as such. Sometimes, however, you guys need some guidance, and that's why I created this page, ConusBattleDrills.com, and Facebook /ConusBattleDrills. That's awesome. I'm looking forward to talking to him. I haven't heard him in a while. That's going to be cool. What else? Yeah, so you guys notice our shows are changing around, moving around. People are off, taking leave, chilling out and all that. Man, so spring's about ready to kick up. We got kids going on spring break. Yeah.
Oh, I know. Yay. Mine's next week.
God, man. Little ones are all doing their stuff. All the, your little crumb snatchers out there. I'm glad you make sure you give your parents a hard time for Uncle Ice. Yeah. I remember that one last time I had a show that whole week. Remember I had Princess Ice here sitting next to me, and
right.
And for last that was an awesome show when she was in here hanging out with us shooting the shit. So she was my little co-host. But yeah. Anyways, every night. So today you got Sergeant's Time. You got myself and Smart Spanky. And of course we have Friday Night Freedom's not in session right now. Tinfoil Times is not in session right now because Jay Rady's on leave of absence. And then of course we have Kicking It with Cause and Owl Team Old. And Monday is the Monday edition of myself and Flash. Hanging out with Radar though, he's my intern right now currently until Flash gets back from mission. And then we have of course Feisty Minx tied up Tuesday. And then Wednesday's our day off. Yeah. So, anything else you want to talk about? Other side from happy birthday, y'all. Happy birthday. Stay tuned. There might be a birthday event coming. You never know. I remember we did something on this, but then we did something weekend. I can't remember. I think we did it.
I know. We usually do it on. We always do it on Fridays.
Yeah, I thought it was a Friday. Yeah, I thought we did it on a Friday, but we did it. But didn't we do one like on a Saturday or something? I can't remember.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I don't know.
Stay tuned.
We're old now.
Yeah,
we don't remember.
Yeah, remember. Yeah.
We're
Stay
4.
tuned. We're not wiping poo all everywhere. We got Twitter. We got the YouTubes. We have Mixer. We have Facebook with U.S. Army WTF Moments piggybacking off us, and we're caveating off their page. So you're hearing us on different platforms.
Had to get one more in.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Well, it behooves you to listen to those at least. So we have the Facebook Live on U.S. Army WTF Moments. We have the Facebook Live on WTF Nation Radio. We have Mixer streaming live right now. We have YouTube streaming live right now. We have Twitter streaming live right now. We have the TuneIn app streaming right now. And then, of course, after the show, usually about 30 minutes, about an hour after the show ends, you will get a podcast loaded up on iTunes or Google Play, or you can go to WTFNationRadio.com and then click on that to download there. Or If you still want to check out all the stories and events on the main page on their website, they have a website at armywtfmoments.com. There is a live feed tab for WTF Nation Radio. There is no excuse for us not to be heard by you. We really do enjoy you guys listening to us. We appreciate your all's patronage. Don't forget WTFNationRadio.com. Right, bottom right corner, click on the donate, kick in some chips, and you'll be good to go to be able to hear us continuously broadcasting live from the basement of the Pentagon. So, happy birthday, y'all. And, Spanky, you got anything?
Cake shots.
Cake shots. Y'all have a good night. Peace out. Shower.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
Intergalactic horse, and we'll ride into the sun, yes, into the sun, where we'll take the day by planting a flag right there at its source. Space Force. And now they say that they've discovered life up there on Mars, so let's blow it all to hell and then claim it for ours. We'll paint the moon red, white, and blue for no other reason than we wanted to. Oh, Jupiter, imagine what you could become. A stupid, pointless planet turned into a giant gun. And Russia, so sorry, have to burst your bubble. Be a good sport now, sit back, relax, and watch us through the Hubble as we celebrate the greatness of the United Planet of America. Space Force, Space Force. We'll saddle up our intergalactic horse and we'll ride into the sun, yes, into the sun, where we'll take the day by planting a flag right there at its source. Space Force. To infinity and beyond, beyond. You'll hear our manly voices singing Space Force strong. The critics say sound doesn't travel in space, to which we reply sound will do as we say. Oh, Captain Kirk, your achievements, though notable and fine, as far as we're concerned, this is Deep Space Mine. And big fans, but Lord Vader, step away from the lightsaber. There can only be one, of course. Space Force. Ra-da-da-da-da-da, ra-da-da, ra-da-da, ra-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-dum-dum-dum-dum, ra-da-da-da.
Good evening, boys and girls. This is Tim Kennedy. I'm a Special Forces sniper, a Ranger qualified Green Beret, a UFC fighter. Please listen to us and the shenanigans that we're going to say. We will insult you. There will be racial slurs. We will be sexist. We will offend you. But there will be magic, and a unicorn will be raped. So enjoy the show. Thank you for listening on WTF Nation Radio.